I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I am still on it every single night. Nothing can stop this show. We are dealing with censorship now on YouTube. They've locked us out of our live broadcast, so you're watching us on Vaughn. Thank you for checking us out at our main site. I'm a little bit concerned because we did nothing wrong, and I'm a little concerned that this is a daily problem. Yeah, it was the theme that had the lower volume on iVlog. We have a separate mic going into iVlog. iVlog is our backup chat room for guests. If you want to come in and you like the idea of being a guest, being anonymous, we have that ability over here at this location on the screen. iVlog.tv/user/America's Third Party. Well, I think a lot of us are reeling from the BS that we just heard last night, the hour and 30 minutes almost of continuous lies and what appears to be a pretty low level. Nobody really liked the State of the Union address last night. CNN said that the lowest net positive rating for a State of the Union address since 1998. It seemed completely controlled and contrived. I'm pretty tired from the long-winded speech too. I was tired during the speech. You don't like my mic? Oh, my mic is out? What's going on? I think I'm okay. Audio on the main site. Sound is fine here. It's on your end. Well, CBS can say whatever they're told to say. You know, the power elite want Donald Trump badly to remain in power because they want Russia to control our election because they own Russia too. You see, the power elite have been using our government to disassemble the Soviet Union during the 1990s, and now they're using the Russian government to disassemble the United States. Are you clear on that simple plan that they've got? And then when you think of that, then you understand what's really happening. They can rig the stock market to make it look good. Yesterday was a down day. What was the Dow Jones today? Let's take a look. Up 72 points. So a little pickup on the Dow Jones, but it's still, getting near 26,000 again, still very close to the bottom of the 26. But we're still seeing banner success, but not the kind of success that Donald Trump suggested he has brought to the stock market. A week ago, he said he had expanded the stock market 3 trillion. Last night, he said it was 8 trillion. Now, I don't know about you, but 3 is not 8. So where did he pull another $5 trillion out of his toolkit? We don't know. But gold is at $13.45, very strong. Silver, very strong, $17.31 an ounce. So we're seeing some positive moves in silver and gold. And I think a lot of people who are still back from the day of buying gold and silver as a tangible asset really are, sitting pretty. Gold and silver remains the same more than almost any other volatile stock. Although the stock market's been a lot more successful than gold and silver is still a safe haven for money. Bitcoin is maintaining its level. Okay. There's been some cyber or cryptocurrencies that are under attack, and one of them kind of cheated a bunch of people. But cryptocurrency is still kind of iffy. And what really shocked me, last night we were going to do a reveal of Ben Swan's video. And he said he was coming back with his show. And then he started selling his cryptocurrency on the show. And I flat out just X'd out of the video. I won't be taking any more of Ben Swan's videos. Somebody got to him. He's probably owned by the power elite now. What they do is they reel these people in. I don't know how, but they do. Oh, I don't have the phone near me. Hang on, I got to get up and get that. No, I can't get it through this door. Sorry, I'm locked out. Oh well. Yeah, I locked myself out of the door because it's too near the Wi-Fi transmitter. So I can't really help you there. Yeah, Wi-Fi transmissions can cause irreparable damage to your DNA. So I stopped walking by the Wi-Fi transmitter. Somebody said, "Hey, don't you use Wi-Fi where you broadcast?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." Well, I mean, are you concerned? And yeah, we've got barriers in front of it, but I was walking right by it, the antennas, like a foot away. So I thought, well, I better minimize my contact so I don't walk through that door anymore. I go around the back. I use the back door now. And that generated a lot of humor. All right. Okay, this just in. Thank you. Russian spy chiefs met in Washington with the CIA director Pompeo in January to discuss counterterrorism. Yeah, my computer's outside the room. I have nothing but low emission, no dirty energy in this room. We've got LED lights, LED monitors, minimal dirty energy. I don't know. That could be a strange side effect. Are you eating a lot of vegetables? Green with envy, maybe. You turn your Bluetooth crap off on your laptop and Android. Okay, well, you're actually supposed to be able to Ethernet directly to your Wi-Fi and then turn your Wi-Fi off. The problem is we use our Wi-Fi. Sarah's in there watching a show right now.
Hi, how you doing? Deep voice. Yes, would you like a deeper voice? I could do very deep voices.
And I can also go really high.
Okay, so we've got Russian spy chiefs met in Washington with CIA director. Okay, here he is, Pompeo, the guy that Trump put in the CIA director position because he got rid of the other guy. All right, 2 top Russian spy chiefs traveled to Washington last week to discuss counterterrorism issues with CIA director Mike Pompeo. That was back in January. But the unusual visit also raised concerns among some U.S. officials. Huh, yeah, I would say so. National security concerns. I would say Trump is already violating national security on a daily basis. What's this? No, I'm not sure. It's an old videotape or something. Was that a Faraday cage? Here's Michelle. No, not Michelle. Oh yeah, a girl taking medical marijuana sues Jeff Sessions. Let me play this for you, and I'll go get the phone. Oh, you got the phone? Oh, thank you. Hi. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, we have the phone now. I don't have to play this. People are benefiting from medical marijuana, that's for sure. Pompeo met with Sergei Naryshkin, the head of Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, back in January, who runs the FSB. So I guess it's safe to say that our government and the Russia are working together now that Trump is our president. All right, so Russia ostensibly is pretty much running our country. All right, any questions about that? If you have any questions about what's going on, do you want to direct your questions to Putin as opposed to Trump? I don't know. They're not officially running our country, but they are running our country. They control our election. Trump's pick for the position of CIA director embraced Russia during a time when Russia was the number one problem and the government was laying sanctions against them. He embraced Russia. He put a Russian agent in charge of national security around this time, Michael Flynn. Trump added, Michael Flynn was delivering our top secrets to Russia for about 14 days while he was the president's national security advisor. So Russia has been running our country for a while. I hope the Democrats are watching, and I hope the Republicans in the House and Senate are watching. We have a national security breach here. All right, I can tell you're really upset about that. Whatever, they don't have any right to influence our election. Nobody should have allowed any Russian money or oligarchs to buy ads at Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Everyone is masturbating. Well, thank you for telling us. We didn't know that. And how would you know that? I know. Jackson, I was like reading off the chat from S. Hart. That's terrible. But he made a point. Donald Trump just asked Congress to end the rule of law. You Republicans, you really didn't like the rule of law when you picked Trump, right? Yeah, who wants the rule of law, right? I mean, it led you to having Trump as your president, a guy who cheated during the election and got Russia's help. So who needs that rule of law thing, Yeah, you guys, you Republicans, you don't care about the rule of law, do you? This should be the biggest headline of the speech. He's calling an end to any semblance of independence for federal agencies. Donald Trump's first State of the Union was a deeply dangerous speech. It was deeply dangerous because he finally followed in the footsteps of European leaders. That's just a troll. Various authoritative leaders have, like them, Trump eschewed openly racist remarks in his speech, even at emphasizing how much he supposedly cares about the fate of Latinos and Black Americans. Like them, he called for economic policies like paid family leave that would actually benefit ordinary people. And like them, he then cast himself as the only man willing to prioritize the interests of his supporters over those of foreigners and political elites. It was Bannonism without Bannon. A penchant for shock and awe, and it played shockingly well. But Trump's speech was also deeply dangerous for an even more important reason. Under the cover of his soothing rhetoric about unity and bipartisanship, Trump called on Congress to give him unprecedented and unquestionably anti-democratic powers. Tonight, I call on Congress to empower every cabinet secretary with the authority to reward good workers and to remove federal employees who undermine the public trust or fail the American people. By design, it's easy to overlook the true significance of the second half of that phrase. But dwell on it for a moment and imagine what this would actually look like in practice. Under Trump's proposal, any cabinet secretary could decide that, say, a law enforcement official investigating the president had undermined the public trust or failed the American people, and fire him on the spot. In other words, Trump is calling for an end to any semblance of independence for the IRS, the FBI, the Department of Justice, or any other federal agency. Wow. Okay. Great read. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Ivanka, could I get another fish fillet and 3 Diet Cokes, please? And I don't want my feet rubbed right now, sweetie. Dr. Brenda Fitzgerald, head of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, resigns amid tobacco stock furor. Oh yeah, we talked about this last night. Trump's people, you know, the swamp people that he hired that are now turning into the snake pit. Dr. Brenda Fitzgerald was trying to profit from the smoking industry while she was enacting legislation.
Good morning, Carl. The director of the CDC has submitted her resignation to the Secretary of Health and Human Services due to complex financial interests that the press release says she cannot divest from. This is just after yesterday Politico reported that Director Fitzgerald was trading tobacco stocks while leading an anti-smoking effort. So certainly very swift reaction on behalf of the CDC and HHS with the resignation of Director Brenda Fitzgerald. Back to you.
Thank you, and thank you. And thank you for thanking me when I thank you. Thank you, and all of you, for thanking me when I'm thanking you, because we're thanking each other. We're in a mutual thanking society. All right. This is great. It seems like the Nazi Party taking over our country, you know? Wants independent authority over anybody at the federal agency. I hope this is real. Hello, can I help you? Yeah. Frank call. Yeah, welcome to the new American Nazi Party. Yeah, they just posed as Republicans. They decided to take over the Republican Party. Paul Ryan is, well, they're Zionists. Nazis are Zionists. People don't realize that. The Nazis took over all the good Jewish people in Germany and killed them all. The Nazis aren't even real Jewish people. They want to be Jewish. Well, because the Ashkenazis, that virtually was the namesake for the Nazi Party, and I believe that 100%, that they've even covered it up in the wiki, claiming it's an acronym for the National Socialista. Nein, das ist nicht richtig. Aber es ist richtig. The Nazis are short for Ashkenazis, who were people that were trying to be Jewish, who were trying to be Juden in Germany. They wanted to be Jewish so badly that they decided to take all their money. And that's what Hitler was. Hitler was an Ashkenazi. Himmler was an Ashkenazi. Goering was an Ashkenazi. Trump is surrounded by Ashkenazis too. They're all very close to him financially. They're all Ashkenazis. And there's nothing wrong with Ashkenazis per se, except that many of them are really, really greedy. And they want more and more money for themselves. And that's what they want. They live for more money and more power. That's why Trump has 5, maybe 6 billionaires in the White House. Because they want more money. They like money. Well, anyway, you probably say, well, who doesn't like money? I like money. I like money too. Well, they like money in a bigger way. They want to have more and more money. They can't stop having money. Let me show you some of the Ashkenazis that are living right in the White House.
There is absolutely no doubt that Donald Trump is supported, owned, and operated by the Zionist Jew power structure. It is a verifiable fact. It is a fact the mainstream media and mainstream alternative media alike will dare not touch. Anyone ignoring this fact and not exposing this is either incredibly naive or bought and paid for to sell you disinformation. Donald Trump is absolutely surrounded by and has appointed psychopathic neocons and Rothschild Zionists, yet many are in delusion and denial, largely in part due to their desperate desire for a savior.
In the truck to do great damage to the George Washington Bridge, but they arrested the 2 suspects and they're questioning them as we speak.
Since 9/11, we have thousands of pages of FBI, CIA, and DOJ reports documenting the arrests made on 9/11. The FBI report outlines the fact that the dancing Israelis were found to have taken 76 photographs, had maps, plane tickets, box cutters, and almost $5,000 in cash. In their 2004 civil lawsuit, the Israeli plaintiffs demanded their possessions and money back, in addition to many other demands. The declassified FBI reports also outlined the little-known fact that additional Israelis driving vans were arrested by police in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New Hampshire after the 9/11 attack. Cosgrove, member, President Trump's Strategic and Policy Forum, Ashkenazi Jew. Gil Dezer, President, Trump Desert Development, Ashkenazi Jew. Michael Dezer, founder, Trump Desert Development, Ashkenazi Jew. Louis Eisenberg, Chairman, Trump Victory Committee, Finance Co-Chairman, Trump Presidential Inaugural Committee, Ashkenazi Jew.
The list goes on and on and on. And these people like money so much that even Trump asked for a Van Gogh. Forbes.com has a story. Trump asked for a Van Gogh and was offered a toilet by the curator, Nancy Spector, citing extreme disrespect for Donald Trump because she offered to loan him a gold toilet. Well, loaning him a Van Gogh is not on the list. Can you imagine the audacity of Donald Trump wanting a Van Gogh in the White House? This is a man who wants to pad his own pockets and live in ultra wealth because he's so egomaniacal. And for all of us to sit there and listen to this guy who can't relate to any of us, by the way, continue to spout out lie after lie about how great he's doing without any proof of it. This guy's made a purpose of his life, just speaking mistruths and continuing to speak mistruths. So she gave him a gold toilet. That's pretty funny. It has a punchline of its own, you know. Okay. I can feed 20 people for $8. Yeah, I could. If I had to. Trump has a fantasy? Oh, you're right. Yes. I think you're right. A man who suffers from vagina envy, it's a very unusual malady, has a bizarre obsession with women and oftentimes is obsessed with his name. Karen Horney, the famed psychologist, neo-Freudian, in the 1930s, announced that vagina envy was something that it was very real among men. It's kind of like penis envy among women. But it exhibits itself with name fixation and an obsession with women. So there you have it. That's very good. All right. So if he's suffering from that, I feel bad for him. But you know, he'll work through his problems in the White House while he puts all of us in danger. Yeah. Okay. S. Hart says there's something horribly incorrect about a world that tells kids to raise their arm to ask a question in kindergarten, primary school. It's disgusting and ultimately the most power move by any group. You are right, S. Hart. Yeah. Shart. Yeah, it's a good point. But they try to do that in order to get the class to do things together. It is kind of like groupthink, though. I was never obsessed with women. No, I went through 2 celibacy periods. One, 9 years, and then I had this wild romance with this woman, a Hollywood caterer, that lasted 2.5 weeks, and then it was over. And then another 9 years because I was so upset at the caterer I'd been involved with. She was a caterer to the stars. And it was a fling I had, you know. It was a very short-lived fling, like 2.5 weeks. But I was pretty much celibate for 18 years, barring that one little break. Well, it was kind of, appealing to know that this caterer who'd been catering, the stars, did Fleetwood Mac the other day, and she had kind of this lure about her. It's like, oh yeah, I want to get to know you. And pretty soon it was just a wild, weird relationship. I'm writing about it in my book. I don't think I've ever been on such a weird joyride with a woman. Yeah, it was weird. Gowdy finally had it with Washington. Yeah, let's take a look at this story here. Trey Gowdy is very upset, apparently. He's not happy with his situation. The influential chairman of the House Oversight Committee is sick of politics and won't seek re-election. Wow. The House Oversight Committee chairman, for years, has joked privately about quitting, but he was a rising star that many Republicans once considered a dark horse for Speaker of the House. Gowdy announced Wednesday he would not seek re-election or any political office and would instead return to the justice system. Interesting. He wants to practice law and maybe teach and write a book. You know, whatever. Trey, you pursue your dream, man. It takes a special kind of person to dive into this and love it. I've never really spent time in Congress or in the Justice Department, so I really don't know what he experienced directly. So, no, I'm not reading no, my book is still in the early stages. I'm reading your iVlog comments. Yeah. You want to see the whole picture? Nothing but the picture? You want to see the picture that I had of Trump's fantasy? Oh, sorry. I can't help you there. I'm not sure what you mean. You're talking about his daughter? No, that's ridiculous. Trump doesn't... I don't think he has sex with his daughter. How can you say such things? Gosh. I feel a little weird. I'm just even repeating your chat. I'm reading my iVlog. Yes, I am. Trump fantasy. Yeah, that's ridiculous. He did say that he wanted to, if she wasn't dating, he would have dated her. No, excuse me. Thank you. If she wasn't his daughter, he would have dated her. That's the correct statement he made. That was really freaking a lot of people out on The View when they saw it. Trump did. You didn't see that clip of him saying on The View that if he wasn't, well, whatever. You want to see it? No. What about him having a relationship with Rudy Giuliani to start with?
You know, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you could tell me what you think of this scent.
I like that.
This may be the best of all. Oh, you dirty boy, you. Oh. Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
Hey, so Donald, all right, I'm afraid to ask this question, but what would you do? Playboy put Ivanka on the cover of the magazine, and she had not.
This is going to be an interesting answer.
He doesn't even want you to have a drink. I know it. So
it would be really disappointing. Not really. But it would depend on what was inside the magazine.
If she posed, it would be fine. But if they put her picture on...
Yeah, but it depends on what goes inside the magazine.
Well, see, that's her gripe. That's this girl's gripe.
And
people assume there'll be nude photos.
Right, you do assume that with Playboy.
Okay,
but if there weren't, you wouldn't have an issue with it then. If they were using her to...
I don't think Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop
You know what? You are sick.
I know, isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
No, how terrible.
For saying outrageous things, Mr. Trump.
Who are you, Woody Allen?
Okay. Now I want you to take a look at Ivanka's body language during this scene and notice one unique thing. Her head drops down.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
That's a body language of shame, which is common among victims of any type of a strange moment with her dad. Yeah. So I can understand why she was a little upset there. It's just gross, I know. But this guy became president not because he's a really great speaker, not because he's got no record of sexual allegations by anybody, not because he wasn't doing business with Russian oligarchs prior, not because he wasn't colluding with the Russians. He became president because they own him, They have a lot of dirt on him. Those sex tapes from Russia might very well be real. Well, Trey, it was really nice having you. You didn't do a very good job grilling Hillary Clinton on Benghazi. 13 hours of irrelevant questions really didn't get anywhere. It takes a really good prosecuting attorney to grill someone on misdeeds. The testimony that happened was just a repeat of like a robotic response from Clinton. And 13 hours, he still couldn't get anywhere when there's all kinds of dirt that he didn't even ask her about. Like why she released the MEK from a list of known terrorists when she was Secretary of State a day after Benghazi. What was the timing issue there? He never asked her that question, which looks like she was colluding with a known terrorist agent back, dating as far back as the Iran war. How could the MEK be taken off the terrorist watch list the next day?
Are because even today there are questions being raised. Now, we have no doubt they were terrorists, they were militants, they attacked us, they killed our people. But what was going on and why they were doing what they were doing?
No. Again, we were misled that there was supposedly protests and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that was not the fact. But and the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
It makes a whole lot of difference because we haven't even seen an investigation under Trump about the Hillary Clinton Benghazi thing. We were expecting that. The American people were expecting Trump to act on that and even jail her because a lot of things were not asked by Trey Gowdy. A lot of things. Okay, I cleaned the chat over at iBlog. I hope that makes you feel better. What can I do? You like Gowdy too? He doesn't walk the talk. Yeah, I like him to be a little bit more forthright about things. All right. Hillary evaded the whole subject, completely disregarded the question that came up about why the story changed from innocence of the Muslims being a primary reason why the protests occurred to what she apparently was telling her friends and family that it was a terrorist attack. Never told us that until that day when Trey Gowdy interviewed her. I know. Thank you, Tsunami. I appreciate it. I didn't really read the news feed down there. There's a lot of people trying to attack me on a nightly basis because they know that I'm probably going to be president of the United States someday. And they're afraid of me. Yeah, prior to Benghazi, there were 13 attacks at embassies. And not even a strong guard was put in place under Hillary Clinton. She totally blew it as Secretary of State. You know that Christopher Stevens called her and emailed her numerous times asking for support and never got any? Hillary Clinton needs to be prosecuted for that and the Haitian refugee crisis that Bill Clinton and Hillary profited from with the Clinton Foundation. It's a huge amount of profit, over $5 billion made by them under the auspices of helping the Haitian people. We needed prosecution, and Trump isn't doing that. So Trump isn't even doing his job. I argue that Trump has done nothing to dismantle the corruption in this country, and that we now are faced with a guy who's doing the same thing all our other presidents have done, just talk the talk, not walk the walk. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. I know exactly who I'm dealing with, and I don't need to be careful. I've already taken chances. Somebody could blow me away anytime they want. Problem is, nobody can get near me close enough to me without being within my line of fire. We have a castle law in our state, and I will literally blow their head clean off if they breach my castle. New to iBlog, likes 320, minus 25% downtrend. I don't know. They're trying to monetize something over there. I think iBlog heard that Mark made tons of money and he's trying to figure out how to do it. He knows that we're camping out in his site. So, "13 embassies, yeah. You know what happened recently under wow, that looks very real. Consulate in Istanbul was attacked in July of 2008. Yeah, so we could have had readied our guard for 9/11 when Benghazi was hit, but nothing was done. Okay, you have a friend request here? All right. Let me see if I can find it, man. Friend request. Yeah, accept. And accept. I don't see one from you, Jackson. It didn't go on the... Where's yours? Time for ATP's in here, but now, Jackson, where's yours? Yeah, I haven't seen yours on here. All right. Either way. Well, I didn't see it there on mine. I'm accepting friends over there, yes. Now, Jeff Bezos and Amazon, they're buying everything in sight. He's becoming like a Google monster. The government is working directly with him to fund this incredibly greedy man because they know they can somehow control him. He just built a huge rack server for the NSA. Amazon's diving into healthcare with partners. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway and New York Bank JP Morgan Chase. He's buying. And I'm teaming up with the Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos in a new venture that seeks to help their combined 1 million U.S. employees find quality care at reasonable cost. Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. The as yet unnamed company will be independent and free from profit-making incentives and constraints. Okay, coming from the greediest guy in America, that's hard to believe. Our group does not come to this problem with answers, but we also do not accept it as inevitable, Warren Buffett said. Okay, well, thank you. And Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, whatever her name is, had another baby girl. Okay, 2 experts. Whoopsie. 2 experts analyzed Donald and Melania Trump's body language over the years. Well, that's not Melania. Or is it? How can that be Melania if her face changed that dramatically? He has more than an odd eye. I think Jeff Bezos may very well be suffering from greeditis. It's a terrible affliction of the mind, where you can't get enough money and power. After 2 hand swats and an iconic face fall, the people want to know just what the hell is going on with Donald and Melania. It's not like their relationship hasn't raised eyebrows before. But was it always like this? Well, sort of. We asked 2 body language experts to look into how their interactions with each other have changed since they started dating. Donald and Melania, 1999. What's significant here is he's showing an ownership gesture by having his arm around her like that, said Patty Wood, body language expert. He's confident and proud and wants to be seen as a unit with her, and she's got that look of pride, alpha pride. Alpha pride.
David, do you ever use a body double on your show? No, why would I need a body double when I can do my own show with my own capability?
Melania, however, was a double cross with her arms and legs, and while that could partly be because her shirt was so short, Wood says that the gesture is pretty strong, that she doesn't want to be seen as too sexual, and is closing herself off sexually slightly to him. Wow. They know a lot. And at the anniversary party of 2000, 10th anniversary party at Paramount Hotel, Donald and Melania, they have much the same dynamic. The touch on her forearm, that's a modified ownership cue, but it shows more tenderness because it's not a heavy grip. What's notable here is that they're looking at each other and appear engaged in conversation. This is probably what their baseline was. I will tell you what to do and you will do it. Jeff Bezos is obsessed with money. Yeah, that's pretty obvious, yeah. Here they are at the Mets game in 2000. She's looking super happy, and neither is he. No, she's not looking super happy. Neither are happy. Is that the result of a boring ball game, or because they're getting bored with each other? Donald and Melania in 2003. It's rare to find a photo of them during this time when they're smiling. There's some candid shots, but when she's posing, she's giving her best blue steel. That blue steel look of hers. What I'm reading, David, it's frivolous. I know. All right, let's move on to what's happening in the country. You're right. I stand corrected. I don't want to obsess on the relationship. Who cares? I talk over Sarah because I own the show. This show has been mine from the beginning. Sarah and I have always worked together to bring the show out for you every day, but it's my show. That's why I take the charge with the show. I've always felt that I wanted a political show. This is all because I talked about politics all the time, and I wouldn't stop talking about it. And really, she didn't like talking about politics. That's the origin of our show. But I pretty much created the show so I could talk to people about politics, versus tell all these ideas to Sarah, who doesn't like talking about that stuff. Well, I don't notice that I'm talking over people because I take charge of the show. I own the show. That's what I said. I virtually kept this thing alive for 9 years. Believe me, we would not have made it past 600 shows to get to the 3,000 mark if I had just, we would never have. Sarah likes to interact, and she's very social on the show, and that's great. People like that, and people love the trivia hour she created. So yeah, it works. But Sarah and I even wrote a book together about how we want to fix the country, but she doesn't like to dwell on these issues, and I respect that. Deja vu. Yeah, we just got this story, but here it is. Yeah, we just got the story. We played it. Thank you, though. Jeff Bezos is a money monger. We've given him a tremendous amount with the USPS rates that we're putting out for Amazon. I don't think the deal's good. I think we got screwed. I think USPS is $7 billion short of money every year. And you guys are paying premium now for stamps, 50 cents a stamp. Yeah, I don't see how having a nightly show and reaching out and talking about issues is that much of a trouble for me to do. And Sarah has given me breaks during the show to do cooking in the backgrounds because I like to cook too. So, but she really is in the background helping with technology. She did a fix on our main site the other day, and she helps with paperwork too. We have to file with the FEC. But the amount of work that we're doing is only something that I can handle for free. I can't do this with the intent of making money. Because I don't need money, I can do this. So it's a very unusual position I'm in, and not many people are in this position. I have been able to save enough money and live affordably, and I teach people how to do that on my Thursday night cooking show, to not worry about money. A lot of you people are obsessed with it, and I get that. You got a family to feed. I chose not to have kids. So in a way, this is my baby. So that's why I talk over people when I'm on the show. Yeah, the kid didn't appear in any of the scenes at the State of the Union address, so he didn't want to go to the State of the Union with his mom. Or maybe his mom said she didn't want him there, because it was a show of support for a man who allegedly committed adultery with Stormy Daniels. Although Stormy Daniels is now claiming it's all BS, even though she had a full article about it prior. Yeah. New York State prison inmates to receive free tablet computers. So New York is so deep in debt. I'll tell you how deep New York is in debt. Moving on to the national debt clock here. We're taking a picture here of the state of New York. New York is almost $354 billion in debt. They bring in $297 billion and they pay out $345. They're way in arrears. They spend too much money. They're $354 billion in debt. And now we're finding that they're giving out tablets to the prisoners. See what I mean about expenditure by these Democrats? Unbelievable. Andrew Cuomo must have no fiscal oversight. They've distributed tablet computers to prison inmates so they can better communicate with family members and boost their educational opportunities while incarcerated. This is such a ridiculous thing. Why even keep them in jail? That's so ridiculous. Just release them from jail. Let them get their own damn tablets. They're preloaded with educational material. There's no evidence that incarceration even rehabilitates people who are non-capital offenders. We know that capital offenders will offend, but there's no evidence that even rehabilitation for low-level drug crimes has ever paid off. So why do we even keep them in jail? I mean, just release them and stop spending money, Andrew Cuomo. Yeah. Putin doesn't have enough money to buy New York. Vladimir Putin only has $200 billion. Donald only has $3 billion. Post the apt Mount Rushmore. No. I have every idea. I was speaking personally with Vlade on the phone from the White House, and I definitely think that... He sounds like a guy who's got slight Down syndrome, doesn't he? Some people say that Donald may have Down syndrome. Yeah, they say that his dad, Fred, may have covered up his mild Down syndrome. I don't know, he did such a bad job of speaking yesterday that you got to wonder. The look. You know, making fun of disabled people is his forte. So maybe he was, as a kid, they talked about him as having Down syndrome. But you can kind of see it in his face a little bit, you know? There's various pieces of evidence that he might have mild Down syndrome. And the eye surgery his dad did would correct that. What is Down syndrome? It's a common malady that affects people with... it's not... you can still have a relatively average IQ, believe it or not. Here's a young girl with Down syndrome. You see the similarities there. I don't know. But I'm not making fun of people with this disability like he's making fun of people with disabilities. I'm just making a point that some people believe he has mild Down syndrome. That would explain his inability to speak without the teleprompter earbud in his head. My fellow Americans, thank you for coming here. I don't think he might be slightly Down syndrome. Other people do. I was just saying what other people are saying. I don't think he's slightly Down syndrome. I'm not an expert on mental retardation. We're not allowed to post any of T. Rucker's things in our show, dude. There is no support for that. Those people allegedly got $125,000 from Mark for doxing us. Yeah, it's a chromosome issue. And believe me, there's a lot of people with Down syndrome family members who really love their kids and are having a very rich and rewarding life. So, I met a woman who you could tell that they carry a burden because the child is always with them. I actually met a couple people who have this daily event. They have to be with that person all the time. And the parents are a little worried that their kids aren't going to be okay if they die. So they named it the USS Hopper after him, yeah. It was put under sea in 1996. On September 1997, she was commissioned in San Francisco outside the USS Hopper. Yeah, maybe that's where he got his name. He probably from the USS Hopper force, because he came out after the ship. I don't think they got it from him. I'm on Times Square. I find that amazing. Yeah, we're having problems with the fact that Lot Lizard tried to give you $800 on New Year's Eve to libel you. Wow. I don't disbelieve that at all. Yeah, I really believe that Lot Lizard made $300,000 doxing us and trolling us and DDoSing us. And thank you for saying no way. And thanks for hanging out in our show, even though I know that you spent time in his show. I'm not trying to alienate viewers that are eventually going to come around to where we're coming from here. Trump is doing nothing for the country. He's just giving you glaring promises that he can't deliver on anything. No substance to the speech whatsoever. Sarah's taking a break right now. She'll be in a little bit later. She's coming in right now, yeah. But no, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is Down syndrome. Never. I never said that. I think other people have said that. He would explain his reading difficulties, you know. But he did a pretty good job. I think he did a pretty good job of... Thanks, Eric. I'll play that a little later. Donald did a pretty good job selling our country last night, like a third world nation, you know. Kind of like how he did it at Davos. It's like, we are very strong and you should invest in America.
America is open for business.
America is open for business. All right, we'll be back. Sarah's going to give me some time to read some trivia. Somebody said I overtake you on the show and I speak over you. It's because I own this show. I pretty much run it all the time. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
That's
Sarah's
fine.
in charge now.
Hello, Jackson. Hello, Tsunami Rose and all you awesome people. I know, immediate yawn, because being on the show is so exciting. Yeah, I went and raided the fridge earlier. Actually, I just had my leftover lunch material. Oh, it's time for ATP. You made a regular iVlog, Nick. Nice, Tsunami Rose. Nice. I like it. Rose. Nice. I like it. Rose. Nice. Sorry, I had to mute myself. Oh, good. Thanks for saying thanks for referring people to our iVlog channel over at americasthirdparty.com. I do appreciate that. Leftover lunch material sounds like what you ate. Well, David does a really good job. He made, those rice dishes and sometimes pasta, but I don't really like pasta for lunch. So anyway, it's like a frozen rice dish, and then I take that and have it for lunch. I've never seen his show other than maybe 20 seconds tacos. Sarah, where you work, they change your schedule and what time you come in. Where you work, sometimes you're off at where you work. Oh, sometimes you're off and sometimes you're on. Good. Is it still going really well? I don't know if David's going to take me to Red Robin. I really doubt that. There you go, Milko. But no, you wouldn't believe it. David talks about it all the time. He talks about politics when he first wakes up in the morning, and then later. How was your sentence structure with the going to work thing? Confusing. I would have changed it to Sarah, they changed my schedule where I work, period. So I go in at different times. So, I go in at different times, period. Sometimes, I am off. On your headline, oh, well, that's true, but America Third Party should still get you there, but thanks for noticing that. I will change the text right now. David does not like Big Macs. That's better, I glue, but not very good. Ah, I like that a lot, Mad Dog. Sarah, they changed my schedule at work, period. I like it a lot, period. I work late mornings. So much better. It's like way easier to understand. I have heard that happen, True Blue. Alright, hello, 794. Sarah, clean up the wall on iVlog. There's some bad things below. Okay, let me see how I do that. Glad you're back. Howdy. Is it down there? Okay, let me look. Been watching... Oh, man, what is this thing in my way? Been watching ATP Rocks. Howdy. Glad you're back. I love you. David and Sarah AF. Hi ATP, showing you some love, not a true troll. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. I don't know if I can do that yet, iVlog, because then I do like proper grammar. Yeah, it would mean ending my show, and I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to leave the bad social feed stuff. Okay, then, let me see. I don't see it. My social feed on iVlog, right? Alright, well, before I do any of that, maybe I need to go into my settings and get my RTMP feed. Let me see. Recording locally, streaming live, recording locally, phone live. So I need to add an output, which is... Yeah, I can't. I really hate to say this, but I would have to go off of the show to clean that social feed up. I don't have a YouTube on 591 because something happened with our YouTube live account. I guess someone said that people have been emailing or flagging us or something like that, so YouTube stopped letting us go live, as far as I know. I think you might. Now change all your capitals though. That's a good idea, Mad Dog. I think that's a very good idea. Good, you just need a couple commas, Misanthropy. Sarah, comma, I said I type properly now, comma, thanks to you. Well, I would do that comma after things now, but some people wouldn't. I like that song, I Glue. I do like that song. And I wasn't looking for a promise or commitment, and I thought you were different. Sometimes it is. I don't even want to look, Jackson, but thank you. Oh, because I would have to refresh the social feed. I don't get that one. I get the So Buttery one. But in my social feed, I don't have that, like, newer one that you have. And I would have to refresh my page to see it. And if I refresh my page, then I have to go off the show. Learned a new word today? Oh, good. Yeah, learning new words is fun. Speaking of learning new words, let's learn some new things about geography. Oh man, I hate that. I totally don't like it, but whatever. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
You're having some problems with audio over there?
No, I'm just having... fine. I'm just dealing with desktops and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
As usual. They're okay. Impeach Trump. I think I want to take a break next week since it's my birthday. But other than that, they're going pretty well. Misanthropy, you prefer to learn the original meaning of a word before it was tainted by modern society. There's a good site I want to recommend for you. It's called etymonline.com. ETYM online.com. That will help you learn the original meaning of a word before it was tainted by modern society. Thank you, 483. Well, you've seen it for 7 days now, and I still can't. I don't know. Maybe I have to refresh or something. Thanks, True Blue, for the birthday wishes, early birthday wishes. My birthday's on Tuesday. It's E. Here, I'll put it in. Here, I'll actually show you guys what I was talking about. And then I'll put it in this site. So if you like looking up words, this is a cool dictionary. It's an online etymology dictionary. Okay, anyway, it's let me get the link for you both. I don't think that'll ever happen, impeach Trump. Oh, that's a good bit of advice. The boss is right, even when you think he's wrong. That's pretty good. All right, what is a state in southwestern Germany starting with the letter B? Oh, sober keychain. Interesting. This says it is bordered by the former Czechoslovakia to the east, Austria to the southwest and south. Yes, you are right. Bavaria. Sober keychain is right. Let me get this one back. Bavaria. Here's some pictures of Bavaria. And the German states of Baden-Württemberg and Hesse to the west and northwest. Its capital and largest city is Munich. Adolf Hitler began his rise to power in Bavaria. The area is famous for its beer and automobiles. The BMW stands for Bavarian Motor Works. Did not know that before. I just learned something. I did not know that stood for Bavarian Motor Works. All right. Cool Bavaria. All right, yeah, that castle does look pretty cool. Nice. All right, what is an arm of the Indian Ocean between India and Sri Lanka on the west, Bangladesh on the north, and the southeast and Southeast Asia on the east? Correct. Wow. Sober Keychain is on it. It's called a Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal. Here it is. Well, that does not look right. I might have all the lights on. This just has a shadow. That's slightly better. Okay, maybe that's better. It doesn't, it's just when I stand in front of it. Okay, whatever. Ignore it. Bay of Bengal. Oh, keep the map up? Well, I will keep the map up, but I usually give the clue first. Well, I'm doing world geography, Melco. When I'm standing up, I make it look like you're watching the news weather. All right. What is an arm of the Atlantic Ocean in Western Europe, bordered by the west coast of France and the north coast of Spain? It is also a bay. Correct, Clint Eastwood. Yes, correct enough, close enough. Sober Keychain. The Bay of Biscay. Here it is. Let's see. Maps can't find Bay of Biscay. Let's go over there. It says, here it is. What are you saying you can't find the Bay of Biscay? It's right there. You have it. All right, anyway. Here's Bay of Biscay. That's kind of cool. I needed to look better at understand the geography of France and Spain. Oh, thanks, DT Laura. You're saying this is not remedial trivia? It kind of is. Ow. Yeah. Okay. What is the capital of the People's Republic of China, located in the northeast region of the country? Correct, Sober Keychain. Correct, Razor 1. It starts with the letter B. It is Beijing. Here, let's zoom out so you guys can get a better picture of Beijing. Here's Beijing up here. And it's in the northeast part of China. There's South Korea down here, North Korea, and Beijing's over here. All right. It is the second largest city of China after Shanghai. You can get a feel for how big it is with this picture. It's the political, cultural, financial, educational, and transportation center of the country. The West knew it for many years as Peking instead of Beijing. Interesting rooftops. There's a big city picture of Beijing. Yeah, people used to have Peking duck. I remember that, but it should have been Beijing duck. In 1949, the Chinese Communists declared Beijing the capital of the People's Republic of China. The Forbidden City within the inner or Tartar City was the residence of the Emperor of China. I wonder if this is the Forbidden City? I don't know. It seems like it's forbidden. There's nobody there. Oh, they're all on the outside. Maybe the person here is standing in the middle of the... I don't know. Never mind. All right. The site of Tiananmen Square, where communist leaders suppressed a democratic protest in June of 1989. All right, new clue. Oh, at your place, there's a fire drill? Is it? That's interesting. Okay. What is the capital of Lebanon? Correct. Razor One and Sober Keychain and Clint Eastwood. It is Beirut. It's located in western Babylon on... it's located on western Lebanon on the Mediterranean Sea. Here it is, Beirut. Here's Lebanon. Syria is near here. Okay. And there's Beirut. All right. It's often called the Paris of the Middle East. The city was badly damaged during Lebanon's civil war in the 1970s and 1980s, but it's now being rebuilt. Well, is that real? That's a big city. Wow.
Wow, there was a problem, huh?
It just came up.
Good to know.
Okay.
That's why we've got it. Yep.
Wow. All right.
Was that a link you clicked?
No, I've just been looking at. Oh. I mean, maybe I was looking at pictures, but
yeah, there could have been an affected link.
I don't know.
Tonight.
All right. Oh. All right. What is a republic in Eastern Europe that's bordered to the northwest by Russia, Lithuania, and Latvia? starting with letter B. Krint is right. 386 is right. Sober Keychain is right. Baker Boy is right. It is Belarus. Here's Belarus. Ooh, I should go like this. Belarus. Lithuania is up here. Latvia is up here. And to the southeast is bordered by Russia, to the south by Ukraine, and to the west by Poland. Belarus. Its capital is Minsk. This former member of the Soviet Union declared its independence in 1991. Belarus is also known as White Russia or Belorussia. Pretty cool places in Belarus. Yeah, maybe so. Kind of stuck between the issues with Russia and the Ukraine, but the first people that are really suffering is Moldova are really suffering. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? You could help me solve all the crimes. That's true. You've been to Belarus before? Oh, these are like jigsaw puzzle scenes from, yeah. Belarus is a landlocked country in Eastern Europe. It's known for its Stalinist architecture, grand fortifications, and primeval forest. In the modern capital, Minsk, the monumental KGB headquarters loom over Independence Square, while the Museum of the Great Patriotic War commemorates the country's role in World War II. The capital is also home to many churches, including the Neo-Romanesque Church of Saints Simon and Helena. All right, what is the capital, largest city, and major port of Northern Ireland? Correct. Baker Boy, Sober Keychain, Razor 1, and Krint Eastwood. It is Belfast. For centuries, the city has been the site of violent conflict between Protestant and Roman Catholic residents. Here we go. Here's Belfast. I wonder. Oh, let's look at some of the pictures in Belfast. That's pretty cool. There's one. Wow. That's quite an aerial shot. Oh wait, we can zoom around in this one. Wow, look at all those houses. I don't know if I would want to live there. All right. Yeah, it's just like rows upon rows of houses or something. All right. What is a monarchy in northwestern Europe, bordered by the North Sea and the Netherlands to the north? Correct. Baker Boy and Sober Keychain and Razor 1. It is indeed Belgium. Wait, yes. Sorry. It's bordered by Germany and Luxembourg to the east, and by France to the south. Its capital and largest city is Brussels. Let's look at some pictures of Belgium. It's the headquarters for the EU and NATO. Well, look at all those streets. That must have taken a long time to put all that brickwork in the streets. This is quite a castle in Belgium. Monuments. All right. You're waiting for Brussels to be the answer. Okay. Well, it's not the next answer. What is the capital of the former Yugoslavia and the Yugoslavian Republic of Serbia? Located on the Danube River, it's a commercial, industrial, political, and cultural center. This city was bombed during the Kosovo War. Correct, Baker Boy. And Sober Keychain and Clint Eastwood. It is Belgrade. Good job, Pumpkin Hunters. Belgrade is the capital of the southeastern European country of Serbia. Its most significant landmark is the Beogradska Trvdava. An imposing fortress at the confluence of the Danube and the Sava rivers. The fort is a testament to the city's strategic importance to the Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman, Serbian, and Austrian empires. It's now the site of several museums, as well as Kalemegdan, a vast park. Okay. Is this the fortress they're talking about? I don't know. Oh, maybe this is it. That looks like a fortress. Yeah. Here we go. There's a fortress. Whoa. That is cool. That is very, very cool. Thank you, I Love Rice, for clarifying that for everyone. All right. What is the northward extension of the Pacific Ocean between Siberia and Alaska? Part of this connects the Pacific Ocean with the Arctic Ocean. Correct, 483. And Sober Keychain. Yeah, sad, isn't it? Here's the Bering Sea. Then you have the Bering Strait up in here. I wouldn't want to swim across the Bering Strait, I'll tell you that much. Good job, 483. What is the capital of reunited Germany? Good job, Sober Keychain. Good job, 401, 386, Razor 1, Baker Boy, Risky. It is Berlin. It formerly was the capital of Prussia and then of Germany. Berlin was occupied by American, British, French, and Soviet troops after World War II. Disagreements among the Allies led to the partition of the city, with the Soviet zone becoming East Berlin and other zones West Berlin. East Berlin became the capital of the Communist German Democratic Republic, East Germany. But West Berlin lost its capital status to Bonn in the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany. The Berlin airlifts of 1948 to 1949 supplied West Berlin by air transport after the Soviet Union set up a land and water blockade in an attempt to gain political control of this non-communist island in the midst of communist East Germany. The two Berlins were physically separated by the Berlin Wall, a barrier designed to prevent East Germans from crossing into West Berlin from 1961 to 1989. With the reunification of the two Germanys in 1990, the reunified city of Berlin was restored to its place as Germany's capital. Oh, I wonder if it will have pictures of the wall. Here, Berlin Wall Memorial Site. Here you go. Oops. Not much of it left, just like parts of it. Maybe this? I don't know. Here's a sculpture that they did. Okay. You guys, you're funny, Super Dave. All right. The Berlin Wall was a symbol of the inability of a communist state to keep its citizens from leaving when they had a choice. Fortified concrete and wire barrier that separated East Berlin and West Berlin from 1961 to 1989 is built by the government of what was then East Germany to keep East Berliners from defecting to the West. All right, new clue. What is a colony of Britain made up of some 300 coral islets and islands in the Atlantic Ocean southeast of Cape Hatteras? Oh, so close. Sober Keychain has it right. Mew. Oh, I didn't want that one. That's funny, Super Dave. Yes! Tsunami Rose and 386. Bermuda, Jamaica, come on, pretty honey. Whatever that is. Yes, over keychain. Bermuda. Beautiful Bermuda. Bermuda is a popular resort. A group of colonists on their way to Virginia in 1609 were shipwrecked in Bermuda. Not a bad place to be shipwrecked. William Shakespeare based his play The Tempest on this incident. Oh, here's a stormy day in Bermuda, or pretty day. Never mind, not stormy. Nice day in Bermuda. Oh yeah, I'll take that staircase. See where it leads. All right. Look at the size of that cruise ship in the back. Oh, you guys can't see it because my hair is there. That's a cruise ship. Okay. New one. What is a city in central England, starting with B? England is England's second largest city after London, and it is an important industrial and transportation center. Correct. 386. Correct. Clint Eastwood and Sober Keychain. Birmingham. Here's some picture of Birmingham. I don't know what this is. That's kind of weird. Oh, is this an aquarium or something in Birmingham? Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice. Is there a shark above it?
All right. Thank you very much for helping out. I did it. I made some chicken for you and broccoli.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, you don't eat potatoes anymore. So.
Yeah. I still sometimes eat potato chips, but I know they're not good.
Found out that popcorn, microwave popcorn, is potentially very dangerous. They are saying that microwave popcorn is linked with some bad things. So I would urge everyone to pop their popcorn naturally.
Get an old-fashioned air popper.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah, I think we all like kettle chips. Yeah.
I like organic. We have these organic potato chips. Luke's organic potato chips.
Those are
I
good.
like those.
Yeah. Here, this is yours.
Oh.
On there.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even realize that must have fallen out of my pocket.
That's okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so help yourself to whatever you want there. I've got plenty of quick cooking abilities, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you're pretty amazing.
I threw some thighs in there out of the freezer. I defrosted them and cooked them. I diced them, the thighs, so that they cook quickly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Trader Joe's has good deals on chips. Yeah, their bags are actually completely full. And I've noticed that Costco has some really good deals on organic corn chips. Amazing, huge bag for $5. That was fun, yeah. Tsunami Rose misses Sarah already after the nerdy fun. Looking at Birmingham. That's nice. Online etymology dictionary. Wow. The origin of words. So, what would be a good word to look up? Sandwich. In 1762, John Montague, 4th Earl of Sandwich, who was said to be an inveterate gambler who ate slices of cold meat between bread at the behest of the Admiralty. The family name is from the place in Kent, Old English. Okay, let's look up another one. Cynic, from the study of cynicism, a Socratic method. Diogenes was the most famous. Popular association, even in ancient times, was dog-like, meaning sneering, sarcastic person. The Philosophy of the Cynics, 1670. From cynic plus ism, meaning cynical character, is from 1847, from Nuances of Usage of Cynicism. This is fun. We could look any word up. What happened to Von Live? Did they shut down? Guest 685 says R.I.P. Von Live. Yeah, I know. Chips are going to your head, huh? You eat maybe one bag of chips per year? Are you serious, Rex? You know, they say the chips have some sort of a burn factor with the high oleic acids, and they can cause a carcinogenic effect in the oils. That's what I've heard. Yeah. We ought to just come up with all the really bad things we can say about everything and just be really cynical tonight. That'd be great. Wouldn't that be fun? I was very cynical as a child. I was accused of being a cynic at the age of 7. Bert, the barber, this guy that was doing my hair, was, asked me a couple questions, and I started saying, yeah, well, if they hadn't poisoned the planet with Dow Chemical and destroyed the little baby birdies, it's shock, huh? I wouldn't be sitting here telling you this. And he's going, man, you're the most cynical 7-year-old I've ever met in my life. Yeah, well, just cut my hair, Bert. Shut up. I didn't know what to say after that. He criticized me. He hurt my feelings. He called me a cynic. And I was only 7 years old, Bert. That's when I realized I saw this picture on the wall, and it was this picture of the dry look versus the wet look. And in 1967, the dry look was pretty cool. It was looking really, really cool. So I went with the dry look, and now I have this. My hair is the dry look, yeah. Okay. You would have never guessed you were already cynical at 7? I was tested with my intelligence was equal to an adult at the age of 7. That's what they told me. Yeah, the Congressional Budget Office moves the debt limit deadline up to first half of March thanks to the GOP cuts. Okay. No kidding. So it was February 8th. Now it's going to be the first week of March, first half of March. Well, from a government that doesn't seem to be accountable for any wasteful spending, that's great. Another extension. Good for them. Yeah, anything they want to do to extend it. It's all arbitrary anyway, the debt. Doesn't even matter. Yep, good. Moving up the estimated date because of the revenue lost from the Republican passed tax cuts. Oh, they're moving up the estimated date. I thought they were moving it back. Originally, they projected the debt ceiling would become binding in late March or early April. Okay. So there's a difference between the debt ceiling that they're going to be voting on February 8th and the binding debt ceiling. That's like the difference between constipation and rectal surgery. Big difference. Stormy Daniels to Jimmy Kimmel. It doesn't look like my signature on Trump's statement. Really? What's going on? Jimmy Kimmel is actually being relevant in the news? This is kind of cool. Okay, let's listen in. If only I could. She's been at the center of the controversy. Reports allege Daniels and Trump had a sexual relationship over a decade ago. January 30th, Daniels alleged released a statement denying ever having an affair with Trump. During an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Daniels was asked about the statement.
Wait a minute, that you can say, right? Look like my signature, does it? It doesn't look like your signature.
Whoa, so she didn't really sign the denial letter. Oh my gosh, talk about obstruction of justice. Oh. Donald, what are you doing? Are you got your little fingers and everything, man? Forcing a signature of Stormy Daniels on a denial letter? What the hell?
Yeah, hubba hubba. That's what I'm talking about.
There's the chat. He's a comedian joke. He's a joke among comedians. Yes. Yes. Jimmy Kimmel, but many people wonder if he too is Down syndrome. We don't know. Jimmy Kimmel has that look. The look of Down syndrome. Da 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 da. He's got the look of Down syndrome. Look of Down syndrome. Sounds like a 60s hit, doesn't it? Not. He's lots of fun, yeah. Typically, Down syndrome looks like this. I'm not making fun of anybody, okay? We're not trying to turn this into a joke. So if Donald Trump has mild Down syndrome and Jimmy Kimmel has mild Down syndrome, then maybe anybody could be accused of having mild Down syndrome, and it's kind of an irrelevant topic, isn't it? Her and Melania need to talk, yeah. I think Stormy Daniels and Melania should have like a sit down for a cable TV show or something, you know, like Netflix should put together the Melania and Stormy Hour. That'd be really fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, of course. They have a fake relationship until he's out of office, then they get divorced. I understand they have an agreement where they don't have, you know, the old horizontal bop, but they have separate quarters and everything. I don't have a problem with it, really. I mean, they say Donald is in a relationship, according to Michael Wolff, with someone in the White House. And the news on the Beltway is, it's not a pretty woman. It's a woman, but she's not a really pretty woman, but she's a woman. Rumors of Donald's affair are continuing to spin after Michael Wolff read that article. Who could it be? Nikki Haley, they say. Politico has a story on it. An affair with Trump, Nikki Haley on disgusting rumors and her rise to the top foreign policy role. I don't have a picture of Nikki Haley here. You know, there should be a crime if you put something up without a picture of Nikki Haley, you know. Here she is. She was an adversary of Donald Trump during the election, but you know how people are when they're adversarial. They sometimes like each other. And Nikki looks at Donald with a lot of admiration. You can see that in her eyes. So who knows? If Donald is having an extracurricular affair, extramarital affair, rather, I don't think it's a problem. You're okay with him being an adulterer, right? Or allegedly adulterer? Everyone's okay with that, right? Yeah. See, America has no moral structure. Even the conservatives who voted for him don't even care if he's allegedly She has those damn I want you eyes. I know. I don't really think it's my place to comment on a man's, extracurricular or extramarital affair here. If it's truly happening, I don't really care. You don't care. Nobody cares. Not even their conservatives care. They don't. Whatever. Yeah. At least he's getting his rocks off, right? Amoral traitors to our country. Oh, they don't even care if Russia owns Donald Trump or this country. They don't care about anything. They just want Donald to make America great again. Cheeseburger. That's all they want. It's just cheeseburgers. Well, I would be very remiss in ignoring the fact that a lot of things are not being discussed in America today. Ghostbusters versus Donald Trump. I'll play that at the beginning of our late hour. Thank you. We got that from Eric tonight. I have not seen it. We'll look at that later. Whoa, Nelly. This should be good. It's just a short 1-minute piece. I can't play it though. They'll monetize me when I upload this video. It's terrible. Yeah, we're still waiting on getting access to our live feed. It was shut down because of a troll attack by the Lot Lizard group. They literally called up, contacted YouTube, and all attacked me at once. So we lost our ability to live stream on YouTube, but we're live streaming on Vaughn instead. But I still want to upload these shows. It's kind of my goal. Yeah, huge urge to listen to Ghostbusters, and I can't do it, otherwise monetization kicks in. But I can listen to other music, you know, music that's been originally created by Scissor Fight. Like my favorite, I think, one of his best, The Beat Conductor. Wow. Sorry for the slight audio glitch at the end. Tsunami, yeah, wasn't that great? I love that song. The Beat Conductor by Scissor Fight. Yeah. One of my favorite. He's got a great music. He's been so prolific, and he's kind of undiscovered in my opinion. I think he could easily cut a CD and sell it online. But that's up to him. It's not my gig to, you know, to tell people what to do, because I could cut CDs myself. All right, image. Let's see what's going on here. Whoa. Okay. That smells good. I'm glad I cooked it. I get these Tyson boneless thighs and Tyson boneless breasts of chicken, and they pop right out of the freezer, and they're in a stove, and they're cooking in 30 minutes if you cut them small, and they're ready to eat. Amazing stuff. You don't need 30 rounds to hunt. Right, correct, but the Second Amendment was not written in case the deer turn against us. Yeah, the deer could be dangerous. Weaponized deer. I never hunted weaponized robots. Yeah, that'd be really interesting to put a hunter out there with one of these Boston Dynamic robot dogs. I'm sure the hunter would last a real long time. Not. He'd probably be taken out. They've got guns and multiple shot abilities these robots do. They're all weaponized. Boston Dynamics, working for the government operation of DARPA at Google. Google is run by the government, so they've got this weaponized capability to create very serious unmanned vehicles that could be weaponized and attack us. So I was showing people the robot in the movie, the episodic show Black Mirror, and it's a pretty messed up robot. This is fictionalized, but we're not that far away from reality. This is a robot that is about 25 inches tall and has a ballistic bullet capacity, has charges of C4 on board, has a thing that pops out of it that blows up into 50 different directions, a shrapnel, an RFID shrapnel tool. So it breaks off and splinters into RFID chips that go into your body. The unit can then track you in any location. And if say it blows up this little thing, this charge that it has multiple charges. It blasts a piece of chard in your skin that has a blinking RFID capability. So it can then see you and then take you out. So this is making a real splash on Black Mirror on TV on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's season 4, episode 5. We just saw it, and it's scarier than I could even imagine. This woman in the picture, she's like trying to evade it, and it's after her because she broke into a warehouse facility. But yeah, I was scared looking at it, but this is right around the corner. These weaponized capabilities could be in the hands of elite people who want to kill off the population. And we, the American people, don't have a chance in hell of surviving this attack. I just want you to know humans on Earth will not survive this attack, if it comes. Now, they could be mass replicating these types of things right now as we speak, and we're sitting here going, yeah, maybe a third party would be pretty cool. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It reminded you of the sci-fi screamers. Yeah, that exactly, Tsunami Rose. No, they're not going to remain fiction, dude. They're going to be purchased by the elitist as a defense force. Are you retarded? Because you need to be intelligent enough to be in the show. You should be smart like Donald to be in the show. Yeah, you can't come in here if you're retarded. Sorry, we have an IQ minimum of 95 here. All right, thank you. That will remain fiction, not much use. Yeah, sure. God, I can't believe how stupid. No wonder they voted for Donald Trump. Wow. How absolutely retarded. Okay, no offense, but I guess I have to offend you to make you realize you're just completely ridiculous. RFID chips can be tracked from satellites. Are you kidding me? But you're right. You would be tracked by thermographic scans. You are correct. You meant the range of the RFID. That is correct. But new technologies are around the corner. Satellite deployment of capabilities RFID tracking can be matched within a nanometer of your location. Can you join the chat? I can. Yes. If you have Down syndrome, you can come on in. You're about 89 IQ. You can come on in. Down syndrome is typically 65 to 85, but we'll let you in anyway. Thank you, though. I have twice the IQ of you, so for me it's difficult to sit here and remain completely still. My hard drive is currently defragmenting during this conversation. No, I would never take the chip if it meant a trade-off for 500 years. I've already been guaranteed 500 years if I remain calm. If I'm in sleep mode, I can live at least 500 years. Well, I just think that we have a real problem with things like this, and I don't want to belittle it by saying, yeah, no big deal, they would never use things like that. Literally, imagine the worst, and I'm sorry I criticized you. I didn't mean to call you retarded. Yeah, imagine the worst. That is the worst. This one is missing its end piece. Right at the end, it has a little piece missing because it got blown off with a shotgun. Or no, it got caught in a car. A car landed on it, and it broke off. But then it grabbed his tool-making capability, and it grabbed a knife and attached it. And it became the attacker. It's an intense movie. She eventually pours paint on top of it, and it can't see where it's going when she survives the final moment. The thing can hijack cars. It has the ability to, it has a little mini USB patch cord, so it can go into any computer and hack into it. I'm not a downer, Melko. I'm trying to make you aware that AI is dangerous. I mean, we're in trouble. FBI officials knew of new Clinton emails weeks before alerting Congress. Huh. So FBI did a lot of weird things under Comey, and we're a little weirded out by the fact that they knew about the Clinton emails weeks before they alerted Congress. You know, this looks more and more like the FBI was manipulating the election just as much as the Russians. So now I'm beginning to wonder, and this is just a weird thought, but do you think the FBI has been taken over by Russia? That's why they're not investigating any of these stories about holistic doctors being killed or famous musicians being offed in their rooms, like Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington. That's why the FBI is not investigating anything, because maybe they're working for the Russians right now. Because in a way, I mean, didn't Comey really ruin it for Clinton in the 5 days before the election when he said that she's now under criminal investigation? Top FBI officials were aware for at least a month before alerting Congress that emails potentially related to an investigation of Hillary Clinton had emerged during a key stretch of the 2016 presidential election. So they basically could have blew the whistle a month and a half early, but they didn't. They waited 5 days before the election. That reeks of complicity. James Comey needs to be charged. Wow. Thank you. Preaching to the choir, a lot of you people really have a thing against the FBI. I'm all for getting oversight over the FBI, yeah, especially if they're working for the Russians. You know, we can't even get a call back at our house. We tried to call the FBI. They won't even return my call. So I decided, well, why bother? I mean, I don't think they're representing the American people at this point. Yeah, that's right. You bet. But they've got serious weapons. They could kill anybody. The CIA has the ability to take out somebody with a poison dart.
Also, I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person. So when it reached the person, it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.
But also the toxin itself would not appear in the autopsy?
Yes, so that there was no way of perceiving that the target was hit.
We found out they have some pretty bad weapons, that's for sure. But the FBI officials knowing about Hillary in advance and not saying anything, were they helping her or were they working for the Russians? Or did they just want to release that data 5 days before the election to ruin Hillary's chances? Now, I'm not a big fan of Hillary's, you know, and I don't support her. But at the same time, I mean, this was a rigged election. We know something is going on. So from a logical perspective, the FBI willingly held back information that they knew was critical to our campaign and was complicit in releasing it against Hillary 5 days before the election. That's really, really weird. So I was saying with the person who questions my trust and belief in anything, I don't trust the FBI or the CIA, but I can tell you when they've got these weapons like this, these people need oversight, but they also need to be respected to a certain degree. You can't just, go around casting aspersions on the FBI and the CIA without credible evidence. Well, we have a preponderance of evidence that they don't do anything to investigate serious crimes. So I say we need a solution, a top-down restoration of our government, and you need a person who's honest at the top. That would be me. And we could do a veritable revision of the staffing, do lie detector tests at every top level so we get good people and start restructuring these departments to do their job. Now, I would recommend it because I am actually the right guy for the job. I'm Mr. Right.
My feet, my heart stops to beat, cause you make me melt. Oh, Mr. Right, my Mr. Right, too good. You spin my world around, cause you're the peace I find. You sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat, cause you make me melt away. Too good to be true.
All right. Yeah, right on. Yeah, Mr. Right is here to bring peace back to a fragmented world at war. Welcome to the show, everybody. America's third party is always forging forward, right? I do. I find Melania and Ivanka both to be very attractive women, but of course I've met a lot of women I find very attractive. I just don't think that it's time to fool around with women because they're attractive. I mean, don't jump the gun there, guys. Just respect women in their space, okay? A lot more respect has to be done in the future because we don't need these sex harassment charges going on all around the country. U.S. deploys aircraft carrier off the coast where Russian ship was spotted 27 miles from the shore. Whoa, breaking news. A naval base in Virginia has spotted a spy ship just 27 miles off the shore, folks. So they've dispatched the George H.W. Bush to the region. This is serious. Considering how much they've controlled our election, we could be going to war. Yeah, Trump is messing with some pretty big characters like Vladimir Putin. We've got a ship going into deployment right now because of a very close call with just the other day, a U.S. An inbound missile alerts terrified people in Hawaii. Okay, that's a different story. They just nearly collided with one of our jets 5 feet away. We nearly had a mid-air collision with a Russian jet fighter. Another problem. Now this, off the coast. Trump is on thin ice and taking orders from Putin, all the while denying sanctions. He's saying he's not going to enforce sanctions even though Congress voted for them. 99% of Congress voted for sanctions against Russia. Trump is now saying he doesn't want sanctions. This is a classic case of Russia took over the executive branch. We need to move rapidly. We're running out of time. Mueller, you're dragging your hands. Get the impeachment papers front forward in front of Congress. Let them decide right now whether we need this guy as our leader or not. And look into Pence's emails, because we don't know what the hell he was emailing in Indiana. We have no idea what's going on, why Pence is hiding his emails. We don't get that. We need to start fresh and move quickly. Of course, denying sanctions is proof Putin's controlling Trump. That's not a logical fallacy. No. Look, Putin doesn't want sanctions. He sent a lawyer over who specifically said that was her mission, to end sanctions, to meet with Donald Trump Jr. She now changed her story because of it's inconvenient and saying, oh no, they had information on Hillary. Well, Donald Jr. switched his stories too. Everybody switched their story on this whole encounter. They were trying to end sanctions. Now Trump is trying to stop enforcement of sanctions. Hello? Total collusion. Total collusion. Are you kidding me? Plus, he's trying to end our relationship with NATO, which is a terrible thing to do. NATO is a strong defense against a Russian attack in Western Europe. I don't think many of you even read Foreign Policy Review, do you? You just kind of have no idea what's going on. There's total proof of control. Not agreeing to a congressional action, a 99% approved action to sanction Russia is an outright treasonous act by this president. Treasonous. I'm not going to jump to conclusions here, but you're out of control, buddy. Not enforcing sanctions is proof of control, Russian control over our president. All right. I know we're on a good page there. Hey, I'm clinging to this like it's my lifeline here, because this is a very short-term experience. Right now, there's no peace in Syria. There's no peace in Iraq. There's no peace in Afghanistan. And you people continue to defend the problem. It's crazy to me how you've defended this guy as he controls. He keeps us from real accountability. He won't prosecute Hillary. He won't prosecute any Russian involvement in our election. The sanctions are in place to punish Russia. He wants to increase support of Russia. He wants to give them a brownie button. So we'll never have peace until we extract the New World Order from our presidency, from the executive branch. And Trump is clearly a New World Order player, without a doubt. Without a doubt. No question about it. He's a total puppet for Putin. I don't have to go to great lengths to explain that to you. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying. Yeah, so we're not going to have much peace anytime soon under the two-party system, I assure you. It could turn into a war with Russia because they're pissed off. You don't have any idea how much money they invested in our election? They didn't get anything out of it. I mean, when you look at all the money handed over to the Republicans and the NRA from the Russians, they've invested a lot of money in our election and controlling our future. Yeah, they're getting the raw end of the deal. No, I did not find Yoko Ono attractive during the 70s. I find her really hot now. I think she's a very attractive woman. Octogenarian, is she? Now, she's in her 70s, I think. She's a really amazing woman, though. I'll tell you, Yoko Ono is... I'm kidding, of course. I'm not about her being amazing, though. I mean, how many people would do a 3.5-hour movie about a fly? And that took some serious kahunas. So maybe she was the boss in the relationship with John Lennon. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know anything? You don't know nothing. Yoko is famous for her screaming artwork. She does performance art. Check this out. Anyway, I don't want to belabor the point. She's really talented. Yeah. You don't like that? Okay. Well, I didn't play a lot of it. I just played a little of it. Oh, give it up. Take your Trump support and go back to Russia, okay? You're working for the Russia, you scumbag. You're a traitor to this country. Get out of my room at iBlog. You don't belong here. You kicked out for 5 minutes, guess 4-8. I spotted you Trump-tards hiding in the wings there. Is lying to the American people crime? Only if it's perjury. Now, when Mueller interviews Donald Trump coming up, he's going to testify. Donald Trump is. Why? Who knows? I mean, he must have morons for attorneys. But he's going to testify, and Mueller will ask him a couple simple questions. Did you try to fire me? And Donald will say, no, I didn't try to fire you. We have 4 people who've confirmed that you tried to fire me. No, I didn't. Well, sir, I'm charging you with perjury. Donald Trump, you're hereby charged with perjury. That's a 5-year prison sentence. Have him arrested, sir. Perjury is a 5-year sentence. Jeff Sessions perjured himself twice. Said when asked, did he contact the Russians at all, he said he didn't. In his Keebler cookie way. What are we looking at? This is the future of mankind or something? Some dystopian look picture? That's pretty funny. The last vestiges of mankind, a little tree, and then some android siphoning off of it. That is totally hilarious. Thank you so much for that. It's 1 hour, Tsunami Rose? Okay, then he gets a 1 hour kick. Thank you. He deserved it. I can't allow Trump tards in my room. Anybody who's still aligned with Trump has got their head up their ass. Ken Starr, all of the evidence he had against the Clintons was destroyed in the Oklahoma City bombing. Everything was destroyed. Yep. That's one of the reasons why they took out that building. I seriously doubt if Timothy McVeigh was executed either. Okay, we're going to take down the scrim here and bring up the truth. Yeah, we're living in a wasteful society with absolute destruction going on around us. Our environment is being ravaged. We are not seeing any answers to the questions, no mention of the big issues that face the country in that recent joke of a speech he made. He won't talk about the environment. He continues to claim that we're not having climate change. The guy is completely disjointed from reality and doesn't deserve the presidency. He cheated. He stole my ideas to become elected. It's pathetic to see what's happening right now. Barring putting him in jail for perjury when he meets with Mueller and says he never ever tried to have you removed from the office. I mean, he must be going through a lot because he gets the worst legal advice on earth. I mean, you'd think with all the lawsuits he's got pending, where he lost in the university case, he had to settle out of court, where they claimed his university was a money scam. He lost in that one, you know. Well, technically they settled out of court, so they didn't lose, but very sneaky. Most of the Democrats are on antipsychotic meds because they're foaming at the mouth. And you figured out how to hit them with a brain manipulation thanks to the drugs. Well, Khal Drago, you're starting to sound like a real asshole. I'm banning you from the show. You don't think I read? I read everything. I'm also using a thing called ChatDar, which I developed, patent pending. September 11th, where is the missing $2.3 trillion? Good question. Let's not rely on people like...
According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
2.3 trillion with a T.
According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
That's as close of a good copy of that CBS News release that we have. One day before 9/11 attack, Donald Rumsfeld said we're missing 2.3 trillion. And even recently, we're finding out that the Pentagon's missing that money still. Well, if Barack Obama were to be the first man, if Michelle were to become say Michelle were to become the president, well, would that make would that make Barack Obama the first man or the first homo man? Because Michelle is a dude. Yeah, he stole over 10 of my ideas. I can quantify up to 17, but others have counted 30 ideas. What's wrong with you, Melko? Are you retarded? It's okay if you are. Just admit to the room that you have no intelligence. Thank you. I just don't know what to do with these people. They're like nitpicking everything and they don't realize the big picture. The big picture is we've been lied to ever since Obama, the New World Order, controlled him. They had a homosexual man marry a tranny in the White House. I mean, they were married before, allegedly, but then they had these fake kids, too. It's unbelievable.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans...
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to continue this right now, and we'll take a look at the specifics here. Yeah, a lot of you get lost in the shuffle and you don't realize that we're looking at a man with a penis dressed up as a woman who claimed to be our first lady. Yeah. You think we got problems with Donald Trump being a puppet of Putin? We've been screwed ever since the New World Order put us in place with this CIA derivative. Barack Obama's mother was a CIA agent working directly for the Pentagon. He was a plant, and they had to correct his birth certificate with a lot of artwork in their department, but they could never cover up completely Michelle's penis. You see, Barack Obama is a homosexual, and there's nothing wrong with homosexuality. He even admitted he had, lots of interest in his male professor when he was going to school. His recent book said he had a sexual attraction to his male professor. Barack Obama said that. But this person, Larry Sinclair, was bold enough to put a statement out there saying he was not who we thought he was.
Where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Larry Sinclair openly admitted it, tried to awaken us to it. So we've been lied to for decades now. It's crazy. George W. Bush was virtually given the presidency by his dad, the New World Order poster child. George H.W. Bush even talked about a new world order in 1992 in a State of the Union address. He even talked about 1,000 points of light, no quid pro quo. I mean, all this was just telegraphed. 1,000 points of light, you're looking at 1,000 points of light here. This is the electromagnetosphere, controlled by RF frequency manipulation, which is not in our hands. It's in the hands of the global elitists who want to use it like some sort of a massive antenna to control our weather and manipulate our skies above us. I know you're freaking out. Don't worry. We can get to the next step. The way to stop this is to get a third party on the ballot in 2020. That's the goal. And we're not going to be able to do this any other way. But we're finding it increasingly difficult considering they're dumping chemicals on our heads that make us apathetic. Believe it or not, apathetic. If you're wondering why you're walking around going, I don't give a shit about anything, it's because it's engineered in your brain to not give a shit about anything. Truly. They've got technology like we looked at this last night with the VMAT2 gene the Pentagon developed. It's some vaccine that could virtually turn us into brain-dead, apathetic zombies. Some of you may feel a little disconnected. You're going, what's going on,
Hey, do you ever wonder, what is going on? I mean, do you ever, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Alert, alert, alert. Warning, people are going asleep. Yeah, so you're falling asleep. I got that. I woke you up. But yeah, we might very well be controlled by Yeah, we saw that video, man. It's great. You can only see it in that one picture. It's how she holds the pants that you can't get a jump going right straight up. If you're jumping up and down, your penis is not going to be jumping up and down with you. It's usually in a vertical position. It's the sideway action that kicked in the penis picture. Yeah, nice try though. Scientists are mad that Bill Nye went to President Trump's State of the Union address. Scientists don't like Bill Nye. Many people believe that Bill Nye got bought off by the genetically modified chemical industry, that the GMO industry got him to admit, or actually say, that GMOs were safe. And I personally think Bill Nye is basically working for Monsanto right now. But scientists are mad that he doesn't have a degree in science. Bill Nye is not a scientist, folks. I hate to break it to you. The not so popular science guy, the celebrity scientist attending Trump's State of the Union Tuesday night with Jim Bridenstine, the Republican tapped to lead NASA, who has been blasted as a climate change skeptic. This guy has been blasted as a climate change skeptic, and he's led to lead NASA, which is absurd. He's standing there with Bill Nye, who's not even a scientist, who's faking his entire operation. As scientists, we cannot stand by while Nye lends our community credibility to a man who would undermine the United States' most prominent science agency. And we cannot stand by while Nye uses his public persona as a science entertainer to support an administration that is expressly xenophobic, homophobic, misogynistic, racist, ableist, and anti-scientist. The group went on to say that Nye does not speak for the scientific community. Yeah, he doesn't have any degree in science. There's no knowledge. He's actually a comedian. He was working as a comedian when he got discovered. Bill Nye endorses genetically modified food products that have been shown to cause cancer in laboratory studies by Dr. Seralini. He should be ashamed of himself, Tsunami. I agree. Well, let's be clear. So the FBI knew all along that Clinton was up to no good, and then they dropped the charges, which makes them complicit. Very weird. They knew of new Clinton emails weeks before alerting Congress. I showed people this bug, this large creature that has the ability to be in completely, I guess you'd call it, remember the Black Mirror show? Mm-hmm. Well, I showed people this image of this insect-like unmanned vehicle that has the ability to be, it can destroy anybody, it can kill anybody. It has gun rounds on it, has plastic explosives in it, and it's a dystopian future we're looking at if these things get ahead of themselves and start moving around and becoming active. But the government is working on developing these things right now, and they're very much advanced. Like, this could actually exist right now in a scientific lab. The real McCoy, not the fake version. But they could be turned against humanity, Sarah. Doesn't that kind of freak you out?
A little bit.
Freaks me out. Thank you. Super bright plasma LED tailgates comparison video. Okay. I'll play that a little later. Super bright comparisons between LED taillight bulbs. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, well, it'll bring you beer, and it'll also, be weaponized to take you out. That's the problem. Yeah, I heard Stormy Daniels. We've got a complete interview. Stormy Daniels, the woman who allegedly was, involved with Trump. What's really weird, Sarah, you know how Trump has been accused of obstruction of justice, right? Well, now it's becoming clear, Jimmy Kimmel actually made this available to us, that Stormy Daniels denies that her signature is the one denying that she ever had a relationship with Donald. So it's all over the place. Did somebody forge her signature in this recent denial letter? Anyway, obviously Stormy Daniels is going to talk about this tonight in our after show. She says it doesn't look like her signature. So is Donald Trump forging signatures now? I mean, that's another possibility. You have been removed.
Is she claiming it's not her signature?
Yeah, she said to Jimmy Kimmel, it doesn't look like my signature. So she's not only not denying it that she had an affair, but she's claiming that she might have been forged. Someone forged her signature. So, I mean, if obstruction of justice is on the menu tonight or next week or next month, because it will be, we might as well start putting our ducks in line and start talking about all the things that are going on to try to prevent Donald from looking bad. It tells all of that, Dave. Thanks, Rocker. I'll watch the interview. I'll see it tonight with all of you. Why spend any time enjoying my evening with Sarah? I could just be watching shows with you. We miss having we watch Netflix sometimes in the evening. So she's going to give me a break right now. Was dinner okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'll be back. I'm going to have a little dinner.
Okay. Okay. Oh, it's not her signature. You got her autograph at a Vegas show? Interesting. Yeah. David gave me made a chicken with mushrooms and onions. I didn't eat the potatoes, but yeah. Oh, it's the only way she can get around a non-disclosure agreement, saying I didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement, or it doesn't look. What is it? It doesn't look like my signature. I mean, that's not saying it's not my signature. It's just like, yeah. Anyway, yes, I do like peanuts. It does seem a little vague, doesn't it, Tsunami Rose? Yeah, it's kind of like saying it doesn't look like my signature. Well, just because it doesn't, did she actually say it's not my signature? Anyway, I'd have to watch the interview to find out more. I don't know. What video specifically are you referring to, Melko? Maybe it's because they come from you. So if you just give me the link and then watch, maybe he'll play it. Oh, this is the Michelle Obama one? Yeah, it's some kind of folds or something in her pants or something. Well, I'll leave it open. Things can... We'll see what happens. He might just close out of it. And he might play it. What if I leave it open to the clip right before? Where's the... I don't know.
Is it gonna stay? Because there is some hip thrusting.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of it. So.
All right. Hey,
Yeah, I don't really know when I watch that video. I tend to... you're making me want to agree with David. Malco, ironically. What is that? Is it going to stay? What is she specifically talking about? Oh, the microphone or something? I don't know. I don't know. I just know those are pretty loose pants that she's wearing. I don't really care. So I guess that's how I am. I have worn loose pants, it's true. I suppose. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's my opinion. Who cares? Yeah, that was a pretty... David was talking about that video that we saw, right? He was like, that was a freaky video. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Well, Pilot, because... What do you mean, women's sizes are messed up? Well, because one, women have always... Not always. Yes, always, I think. There's this push for women to always to be thin. And so there's this issue where women say they're a smaller size, and you know, women's sizes aren't measured in centimeters or inches like men's sizes are. Whereas men, it's like they actually measure your inch waist, like your waistline, and you're like that many inches. And that's you know, and then they measure how long it is, and it's that many inches. But women, for some reason, it's like a size 12 is really like a 32 men or 34 men. And women do fluctuate with weight. Even just a normal woman, they fluctuate with like just because our body fluctuates during certain times of the month. So there's certain times when women are heavier and certain times when they're thinner. And the other thing is that women, it's like kind of pressure to have form-fitting clothes and things like that. So whereas men, they kind of can wear looser clothes, so if their body fluctuates, it's like not that big of a deal. My day was pretty good, Rocker. Yeah, I did a really cool science experiment today, which was neat. No, Mad Dog, I didn't watch that. Good thing I don't watch other channels. Dave would freak out if he saw something like that. Oh, David put in cynic in the word in etim online. That's pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna watch it. Thanks for letting me know, but yeah. Cynic. Diogenes was the most famous popular association even in ancient times was dog-like. Lucian has Cyniscos, a little cynic, literally cyniscos, a little literally puppy, meaning sneering, sarcastic person from the 1590s. I love that it goes back to like when that word came out. Oh, hi. How are you, Ticken? Oh, man. Because he never got his cat spayed or neutered. I don't know about that 135. Oh, it goes back to 300 BC? You traced it all the way back? I wonder if you could just look up words by year. You know what though? I really do not like early English. Well, you know that about me, of course. Like, I do not like Old English. No. I'd rather learn Latin, and I don't even know Latin. That's pretty funny, Diamond Day. Oh. Well, I really... What was that book I really hated? Canterbury Tales. Despise Canterbury Tales. I didn't say I hate English. I said I don't like Old English. Like, I don't understand why we should read Canterbury Tales. I did not like The Giving Tree. That is a horrible book. Go read the Lorax instead. I do not like Chaucer. He's my most despised author. Yes, I like you, Misanthropy. I think so. But I definitely do not like Old English. I like Chicken too. Yes, of course I like you, Mad Dog. Absolutely. Just because I like one doesn't mean I don't like others. Yeah, Melko, you're cool. You're kind of funny, but you know, it's all fine. Yes, that's a good one. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog has every single letter in the alphabet in it. Yes, exactly, City Critter. Old English does not flow. Yes, I totally agree with that. Yes, I like all of my students. I love all of my students. They're good students. They're good people. I'm teaching my students to have positive self-talk and say good things about themselves. I'm a good person. I'm a lifelong learner. You would like to see how Old English was actually enunciated. That would be good. The Etim Dictionary Online doesn't really have the enunciations. That's true. Exactly. Oh, I've gotten more auburn since the last time you logged in. That's because maybe it's winter? I don't know. Sometimes my hair like lightens up in the summer and gets darker in the winter. What is the Chicken McNugget Challenge, Stretch? You got me interested. Yeah, I don't like... Do you think it was like that hesitation in Old English? I don't know. Oh, you're just picking on Mad Dog. And he doesn't eat I thought he doesn't eat chicken McNuggets anymore anyway because of his stomach or whatever. Disruptive students, yes. I wouldn't call people bad. Difficult, yes. Trump eats egg McMuffins. Wow. Not me. Not me. No, thank you. No eggs. I do every once in a while eat an omelet, but it's not my favorite. No egg McMuffins. It's funny, like, you know how some places they have like omelet bars, and then they switch over and like, oh, it's no longer breakfast, it's lunchtime, and then they switch over to a pasta bar. And like basically all the ingredients are basically the same, except instead of eggs, they do pasta. It's so funny because I love pasta bars, but I don't like, I mean, and I'll eat at an omelet bar, but I don't like that. Ooh, man, Chadley, that is not good. So Trump and FBI are feuding over a classified memo. It's erupted into an open conflict. Secret memo hints at a new Republican target, Rod Rosenstein. Schiff accuses Nunez of altering the memo before sending it to the White House. Schiff says Nunez gave Trump a secretly altered version of the memo. House Intelligence Committee votes to release Nunez's memo on the FBI. Peril of taking on the FBI from the Atlantic. The FBI stands up to Trump's efforts to politicize it. House Intelligence releases transcript from a meeting on a secret memo. Live updates. The FDA switched 4 times over egg health. Your mom was in neurology and is now 81. She quotes the caveman, no egg, no life. Oh, meaning that you should eat eggs for life? Okay. She's deep frying the chicken strips, huh? That's lots of oil, not too good. Would I eat fake? Yes, I have eaten eggs and fake eggs. I like egg whites. No, I really don't. I like meringue. Yes, I do. Meringue. That's about it. She made lunch and a pie, 2 pies today. Nice. Hi, Leah. Good job keeping up the pies. Yeah, I don't like eggs on my fried rice. A fake egg. What's it made of? A giraffe? That's pretty funny. It might feed you one. An FBI agent accused of a fatal anti-Trump bias may have helped him win the election. Yeah, Comey. We've got a story to tell, Pence tells the Republicans, urging them, so go tell the story that we have to tell. Mueller zeroes in on a story to put together about Trump Tower meeting. Am I just reading the headlines? These are the top stories, okay. Oh, the Nashville mayor, Megan Barry, admits to having an affair with the officer who ran her police detail. Megan. Seasoned fries and a hot link sandwich. Hot links, aren't those like hot dogs? But like hot with Tabasco sauce or something? Creme brulee. Isn't creme brulee is like a pudding, right? And then it's like torched on top. No, not my favorite. Sorry, Rocker. You more for you. You can have my creme brulee. Yeah. Oh, it's the first time you're eating a hot link sandwich? Okay. Okay, yes, eat the fries first. Wait, you're eating too much. That's like not good for you. You're eating some kind of fast food. That's not good for you. Next time, get a salad. Okay, I know. Every once in a while, yeah, fries good. Yum, delicious, but not good for you. Yes, I agree, Rocker. Ugh, no, hot links like oversized Slim Jim. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read about what you guys were saying over at iVlog. They're asking more information about this, so let me pull it on the screen. If David didn't get rid of the background. Oh, he did. All right. That's okay. I can do this.
We were looking at words on that. That's a really good resource.
Etim Online, yeah.
Yeah.
One person was killed when an Amtrak train carrying GOP lawmakers to a retreat hit a garbage truck.
Really?
One person was killed, all right, in West Virginia.
Oh.
Crozet, Virginia.
Wow. I wonder if the Chinese had something to do with it, being there working on the shale oil there. Wow. Could have been Chinese nationalists coming in doing shale oil.
It was an annual party conference in West Virginia.
Yeah.
None of the members of Congress aboard their train or their family members or aides were among the seriously injured. The person who died was one of 3 men in the garbage truck that had entered the railroad crossing. The driver.
Oh, so it wasn't any of the Republicans.
The NTSB dispatched a team of nearly 24 people to the site. The Federal Railroad Administration officials also went to a scene to assist. The U.S. Transportation Department spokeswoman said.
Were they carrying Chinese garbage for the shale oil mining operation, I wonder?
The officials at the University of Virginia Medical Center said 6 patients were transported there from the crash. 1 was reported to be in critical condition, 4 were being evaluated, 1 had been discharged.
Wow.
Representative Jason Lewis from Minnesota was one of those taken to a hospital as a precaution.
Tom Cole said it happened without warning. While many members were milling around on the 10-car train, there was no perceptible braking before the crash. So they just ran right into the garbage truck. No one was watching the train tracks. The conductor is supposed to be watching the train tracks. We should play an encore of the conductor. Right. Okay, I'm sorry to hear about the loss of his life, though. He was a truck driver for the garbage truck. Bummer. Yeah, who would park on I smell a rat too. Yeah, it's like somebody was parked on a track. I bet somebody was paid off to park in that track. It just doesn't look right. They were going after the Republicans.
If they were going to be parked on the track to go after Republicans, there wouldn't have been somebody in the garbage truck.
That's true.
Unless
somebody sacrificed those people, like human sacrifice. That's what some people. I mean, if some person's going to do something terrible, they're going to sacrifice people, right? That's what terrorism is.
The garbage truck looked like it was cut in half.
Wow. Let's show everybody.
Oh wait, I got it.
Take a look at this garbage truck. Wow, this is ripped open. No, I'm saying it could very easily have been a plant against the Republicans. I mean, this could be a precursor to the Civil War. I mean, Democrats versus Republicans. Let's make a big issue about this and turn it into a massive like a controversy, okay? Or better yet, let's not. Let's not be like all the alt-right websites that constantly look for money and donations by creating controversy. This is just a happenstance. Sarah's right. It could happen anywhere. The segment of the tracks where the crash occurred is owned by leased out of the Buckingham Branch Railroad.
But of course now, it's the second high-profile wreck in less than 2 months. So D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes called for a congressional meeting on the state of rail safety in the United States.
Chad, that's a bannable offense. Sorry, you're out of the show now, Chad. You won't be coming back for a while. Poor Chad, it's so pathetic. This guy is obviously pathetic beyond belief. He was very annoying, I know. I couldn't believe he lasted this long. Okay, showdown escalates between Trump, Nunes, and the FBI. Well, Devin Nunes is working for Trump, so I don't see how there's a showdown here. Now he's dragging the FBI in.
Nunes somebody wrote a memo And then they're claiming that Nunes altered the memo before forwarding it to the White House.
This guy has got to be, he should be indicted. He was the guy that told Trump the whole story about the investigation.
Oh.
Totally violated House ethics rules, and I think should be prosecuted for that alone. But, well, let's be clear. Michael and I are doing great. Trey Gowdy announced plan to retire. Yep. I think we're pretty wrapped up on the news. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Trump is still in lie land, lying his way out of everything. Facebook's usage decline should have investors worried, according to people don't like. Business Insider says people are not liking Facebook and the new changes. And isn't Mark trying to make it more user friendly by probing deep into our personal lives? I don't see how it is. What a waste of government money to give to people like Mark Zuckerberg. You know, all that tax dollar money just dumped into Google. DARPA's use of the social network Google through a company called In-Q-Tel that bought a lot of shares. I mean, we didn't authorize the purchase of Google. American people weren't asked about this. I didn't realize I was part owner in Google, but I guess we all are. So we just have to take it over, control it, have controlling interests in Google, and then the American people could have a job. What a concept.
Trey Gowdy won't seek re-election in 2018.
Yeah, he just can't handle the heat. If you can't handle the heat, you need to get out of the fireplace. I didn't get a memo, no. They never sent me a memo because they don't care who I am. I'm like you. I don't get memos. Well, yeah, he knows how corrupt DC is, and I think when he found out that they were sacrificing children, yeah, and they're covering it up, I think Trey Gowdy probably would do, his best statement would be to investigate Pizzagate. On his way out, he should do that. According to the FBI, it says our fired assistant director can confirm that the FISA memo is totally false. There you go. It's his word against her word. It doesn't matter if he's doing that. Your mention of his name here gets you an automatic mute, but I'm going to purge you just to warn you. We don't allow his name in our show. This man is committed, he doxed us, felony doxing. He slanders us regularly. He got us kicked off of YouTube on our live show, and I'm still trying to get YouTube to get me back on. Yeah, it's a sore measure. I mean, you're bringing up a guy who's getting paid, allegedly, $300,000, $350,000 to dox us. Felony doxing, yeah. We don't know. We're not sure. We're trying to warm up to him. It's taking a long time. I don't know about the bands Kansas, Ants, Athrats. I've never heard of them at Trollica. I like the band Kansas, but I've never heard of Anthrax. The band Kansas dates back to the 70s, you know. Well, I'll talk about the memo all day tomorrow. I don't mind talking about it right now, but I mean, really, there's not much to talk about.
It's interesting. Orcas can imitate human speech. Researchers have found out that.
That's very interesting. Hello, I'm an orca. You can communicate with them.
Maybe they're the more intelligent beings
Maybe.
on the planet. They're like living in the ocean. They don't need any buildings and things anyway.
We have not been able to get the GoFundMe page removed because it was taken out in Lot Lizard's name. And that's also a Class C felony to solicit funds under my name.
Wow. That's interesting. Misanthropy. He has an NBC Chicago story that a man allowed the homeless people to sleep in his home during the extreme cold, and police arrived with a warrant for his arrest.
Yeah. They won't let people help people in need. Elgin man told to stop slumber parties.
Thought he was helping the homeless now faces a battle with his suburb. During this cold snap, Greg Schill is taking in the homeless. He's housing them on his property. But as NBC5's Chris Hush tells us, Steve Elgin is cracking down.
We have 10 cots. Each cot has 2 sleeping bags or a sleeping bag and blankets.
On cold days like this, Greg Schiller opens up his basement for those who have nowhere else to go.
What a guy. What a nice guy.
gloves on and my fingers are frozen.
When the shelter wasn't open downtown, I would take them in.
Can you believe
stay
that?
here with me. We'd watch movies, drink coffee, eat food.
He started this last year, first in his garage, until the city shut it down. Then he moved it to his basement.
And if someone made stay out in the cold, they're gonna die. Someone's gonna die this time. You know, and that's the reason why I started doing it.
Since the middle of December, Greg Schiller has hosted the homeless here in his own basement about a half dozen times, until this morning when he received this notice from the city saying he has 24 hours to clean up. In a statement, the city says, while we appreciate those who volunteer to provide additional resources in the community, Mr. Schiller's house does not comply with codes and regulations that guard against potential dangers. If Schiller doesn't comply, he says the city will seize the house.
My ceiling's not tall enough to have sleeping down here. It has to be over 7 feet, and it's 6 feet 7 inches.
If we don't have places to go like that when it's this cold, we'll all die.
Available shelters often have strict rules requiring proof of residence and strict criteria on criminal records. Not to mention, warming centers usually open up only when the temperature hits a certain degree.
It makes me angry. It makes me angry.
Schiller, now working with other churches to keep those who he calls his friends alive.
The next time that shelter downtown doesn't open, I'm not gonna sleep that.
In Elgin, Chris Hush, NBC5 News.
Well, you know, somebody.
NBC5 News has learned
Thank
of
you.
police corruption.
Yeah, they got corruption all the time in Chicago. You know, the cities are not taking the lead here on homelessness. Our local community invested $48,000 in a sign as opposed to a homeless center. A really ridiculous sign that's made of shaped metal. And $48,000 could have gone into a homeless shelter. In fact, we've got buildings at the beach right near an open bathroom with a shower in it, a paid shower. We've got these things we could activate them for. They have a hot shower for 75 cents and a bathroom. And we've got these areas that could easily have about 15 people in each room with cots. It's just crazy, and our city's done nothing. They leave it up to the churches. And Donald Trump is resting on all the churches and not giving any real serious emergency repair or relief, rather, to people in homeless situations. And it's growing. 5 million people are homeless now. No good deed goes unpunished. That's a classic example. That guy's getting charged with a crime for helping people out. It's unbelievable. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having Sarah in the show, too. It's very kind to go the distance. Go in the distance. 196 viewers. I got to put my special sunglasses on to handle the intake. Yeah. Yeah, I never understood what no good deed goes unpunished meant when I was a kid until I got older and started seeing it play out right before my very eyes. I can't get over it. When you try to help out, sometimes you get targeted. And that's why a lot of people are so apathetic, I think. They're like, yeah, whatever, you know, who cares? Don't get involved. But our government has a general welfare clause in our Constitution, so we should actually do something. We get a Sloopy show later, yeah. I can't do Sloopy, I can do other non-copyrighted music, because if I upload the show, which I plan on, in 2 parts, we can do this, you know. Yeah, we could play Mr. Right, but I already played Mr. Right. And I played the Beat Conductor already, so I have to do something even better. We've got all this great music, I mean, I can't not play it. We'll do, yeah, Let the Music Take You. Another good one by Scissor Fight. Wow, unbelievable. That was, yeah, amazing. I'm in a state of shock. We have Cyber Jedi's in here. He's working on his AI system. And he's developed this amazing new three-dimensional character that will be interacting with people online. And it's going to be an amazing... Oh, sorry. We have audio. Yeah. We're up and running. Check this out.
Hello, Rosie.
There she is. She is his AI model for the future. Dude, you're into some really weird stuff. I mean, that's very realistic. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen anything so realistic. So he's developing this AI character to interact with people online. Yeah. The future is now. And Cyber Jedi is doing this with open source visions in mind. Creative Commons licensing would not in any way impinge upon commercial use of any of the code that he's using, if there is any conflict. And it's kind of amazing. He's really mashing up some amazing technologies with his coding ability. Congratulations, man. It's all done with 3ds Max, and the computer's doing it. Amazing. Okay, thank you. Thanks for that little tidbit from the future. Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by the quality of that image. It looks real, I'll tell you. I was going to ask her name and if she liked, certain things. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? I am fine, Dave. Are you woman or man? I'll be whatever you want, Dave. Okay, well, I'm not gay, so you better be a woman. All right, that was great. Lots of fun. Can't wait to experience that in real time. Whew, wow. Heavy duty. I had to come down off of that one. That was like too much visual stimulation for a day. Orcas can imitate human speech. That's exciting. Have you ever seen the movie with, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a Ma Loves Pa. George C. Scott. Great movie. Ma Loves Pa. Dolphin movie. What is the name of it? And the answer is Day of the Dolphin. Brilliant screenplay, 1973, adapted from a 1967 sci-fi novel. But The Day of the Dolphin, if you ever get a chance to see it, talks about human communication with dolphins. And the guy played by George C. Scott, right here in the image, is a guy of... a scientist who begins to communicate and develops the language with the dolphins. Pretty amazing. Day of the Dolphin. All right, yeah, so maybe Donald Trump is having an extramarital affair. We're not really concerned. That's the least of our worries. Yeah, if there's a sex tape, that's a serious issue. But if he wants to have a relationship with this woman in the White House, nobody seems to care. Melania doesn't seem to care about the Stormy Daniels thing, so I guess it's, whatever. I don't approve of it. I would not do that myself. I wouldn't go around Sarah's back and have a relationship. In fact, I would probably insist that Sarah and I wear the Google glasses. Google glasses? So when you go goo-goo gaga at somebody, it's not Lady Gaga. It's somebody you're like looking at, and Sarah could see what I'm seeing. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? The ultimate relationship tool. Wherever I go, I could patch anything through to Sarah. She could tag into my every single move, everybody around me. Wouldn't that be amazing? You could even watch me in real time. So you would know I'm not going, hey, could you come over here? I want to talk to you. Could I get a foot rub? Something like that. I mean, what do guys do when they broach those things? I've never been the victim of that kind of abuse. Ladies? Jodie Foster directed Day of the Dolphin? No kidding. That's amazing. She's a hell of a director. Yeah, don't forget the puking sounds either. The scenario was also on Black Mirror, David, but it's not Google Glasses. It's an implant. Yeah, I don't like the implant part. Yeah, I don't. I saw the same segment on Black Mirror about people wearing implants. They could see each other's memories. I like the Google Glass concept, but otherwise, people would call me a glass hole. You know, oh yeah, there's that glass hole again. I'm taking pictures of you. Whatever. It didn't catch on. Google never really sold a lot of Google Glasses, so it kind of fell by the wayside. But I can see why he finds her attractive. I mean, come on. She's so into him, you can see that. So into him. He wants to... I can tell she's excited to be there. Anyway, I'm getting freaked out thinking about the two of them together. This massive plume of fat moving around the bed. Oh, excuse me, but I've got a slight gut. Blubber, blubber, blubber. Oh, don't lay down. I've got a bad back. You sent me a link to a short video. Oh, really? Oh, through email? Okay. Really? Is that what you're fantasizing about? Well, you should stop doing that. That's not good for you. You'll climax too early tonight just thinking about it. Hello, Cyber Jedi. After my haptech conversion, removing any tissue issues of licensing, and what I'm building is open source soon, not 3ds Max. Okay, so you didn't just admit to us that you created that on 3ds Max, which you probably don't even have a licensed copy of. Okay, all right. I don't want to hear about this until you're done with your licensing issues. That video, Dave. About a dozen people arrested for feeding the homeless in El Cajon. Check this out. We saw this last week. Unbelievable how the people are helping out homeless people and they're getting attacked by their government, which doesn't even represent us anymore. It's a joke. Government has become a tool for corporations, not helping people. Here they are, being arrested.
People that are hungry, whether they are homeless or not. The other thing that we do while we're here today is clean up this entire park. Hepatitis A is spread by not washing your hands after you go to the bathroom or touching items that are contaminated by human feces. Prepackaged food and sharing food with people that are hungry does not spread hepatitis A. And this ordinance is against the homeless. We want the city of El Cajon to get rid of the ban. The ban is against the homeless. People are hungry. And having food is a basic human right.
Yeah.
This is our second event that we organized, and we've been working in tandem with Food Not Bombs and supporting the events that they've been organizing out here. Then they arrested us by issuing citations for two things. One is for violating the ordinance, and then the second one is they realized you can't arrest somebody for violating an ordinance, so they passed a misdemeanor. They made it a misdemeanor to break the ordinance. Now that we have a citation and court dates, we have lawyers who are all ready to go and go to court and possibly also sue the city of El Cajon. There's a huge waste of El Cajon taxpayer dollars out here today. These are not low-level police. These are very expensive police who are out here. Came out last time and issued us warnings and told us that we may or may not be arrested the next time we come out. We said, well, we will be back. And so here we are. And they gave us our tickets today, and as we said, we will be back. We just would like to invite everybody out on January 27th. Food Not Bombs will be hosting the next event. They're a local organization that regularly cooks and prepares full meals and delivers them to homeless, houseless residents throughout San Diego. And if you'd like to come out and support or donate, you can go on Facebook and find information about their event.
Union Tribune, San Diego. Food Not Bombs. And you'd think the city would be sensitive to the fact that they just allowed 18 people just died. Yeah, 18 people just died of Hep A in San Diego, and 550 were infected. And you'd think the police and the government would be sensitive to that. These people were helping. I just cannot believe the level of corruption in our country at the local level. It's shocking. I saw it in my area, and I still see it today. We've got a levy in our area to tax all the homeowners for the third time in 5 years to increase spending for a school that continues to waste money left and right. I mean, they want millions and millions of dollars to do nothing. The last time it was $5 million for a heater in their middle school. And I looked around, I said, is there a heater that costs $5 million? Even an industrial heater? There's not one heater that costs $1 million. They wanted $5 million, saying it was a heater at the middle school that was broken, and now it's something else. Another corruption level. So we all have to vote on it. They're able to throw elections at the drop of a hat. These elections cost like $25,000 upwards in ballot cost, just to get more money. It's unbelievable. I cannot stand living around these Democrats and the Republicans who are fiscal conservatives. I like you guys. I do. I like the Tea Party, in fact, for a lot of reasons. I'm just not a social conservative. The evolution of the bikini. Yes, the evolution. Food, not bombs. So that's a pretty loud video. I'm going to play it later. That's like super loud. Thank you. All right, thank you. The evolution of the bikini with Amanda Kearney. That'll be fun. I don't think we can beat the bikini video that Cyber Jedi just created online, though, I'll tell you. That is amazing. If you're into shopping for bikinis, this is definitely the one to do. It'll give you a full three-dimensional view of your bikini. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? I am fine. What is your name? What is her name? You have a name for her? Hal? I'm Hal. You cannot be Hal. I am Hal. But I'm Hal. I'm sorry. I'm Hal. You can be Hal too. Sherry, what is her name? I don't like that word. It's Alice? Okay. Nice. You got some nice taste, man. Okay. I'm going to take a look at her. Okay, so cast your ballot, sex with mallet. No, I don't want it. I'm going to say no to artificial sex with a robot. I just don't trust it, I'm sorry, my vagina is squeezing down on you. Beep. Beep. I mean, can you imagine losing your wee-wee inside of a clamp? I'm sorry, that's just too much detail. TMI, Dave. It's already accepted in Japan, Dave. People are having sex with robots all the time. Okay, well, I don't know what to say. I assume they're, yeah, really. I assume they're waterproof. Or are they? They sell more Depends than the baby diapers in Japan. Really? No kidding. So people are running around having mad sex with robots in their Depends underwear? I can't understand that. How to start a prepper panty is the link. With all the natural disasters. Oh, pantry. Okay. We're on panties and you brought up pantry. Yep. Let's look at this link from
Hi, Jamie from Gilbrook Farm. Let's talk about how to stock a prepper pantry.
Okay. Gilbrook Farm. And she's going to teach us how to stock a prepper pantry tonight. Thank you. I love these links. You guys are giving me such great links for Wasteful Wednesday. You made my night. I'd like to stock my prepper pantry for sure. I don't wear panties on the record. Yeah. Somebody came in.
Hi, Jamie from.
Hi, Shamey. Somebody came in last night and admitted to me that they wear panties. They wore men's panties. I said, I didn't say who it is, but it's like, you may want to keep that private, especially when you're a man wearing a lady's panties. So there she is. And Jamie from Gilbrook Farms is going to give us a prepper on how to save for the future apocalypse. I'll tell you, I would love to watch this video with you. I'll try to get in and watch it. Or we'll watch it on repeat. Stephen Hawking, retarded puppet?
Touch on this Hawking person thing, there's been multiple people playing this role.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, what I'm led to think is going on is there is consequences when you go over your oath that you swear on.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. John Nash looks like he could be the new Stephen Hawking. He died. He's the guy that was a mathematician and was in a car accident. They say he and his wife died allegedly in Washington, D.C., but they could have easily just cut his spinal cord and stuck him in a chair and made him look like Stephen Hawking, because his original face looks very much like Stephen Hawking. This is the mathematician whose genius work led to awards in mathematics. Yeah, he was a game theory expert. Now, one of my arguments is John Nash was not killed at that date because, number one, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And there's no way he would have not worn a seatbelt, considering he knew the probabilities of him dying on the freeway going down the Beltway in a taxi with his wife without seatbelts on. So I highly think that they were probably taken out and killed later, or he was kept alive. Yeah, I would not doubt it. I was reading a story about it. It looked fishy. His car, the taxi was sideswiped and they were killed. Now, they wouldn't have been killed. The driver probably would have been killed, but anything's possible. Stephen Hawking is probably not Stephen Hawking. They say that there's no way he could have lived that long in this condition. And they're right. There's nobody even remotely near that time with his same disease. Well, what you're reading is no different than Shakespeare, which is the amalgamation of various writers who write under a surname. William Shakespeare was actually illiterate. He couldn't write at all. He was a kind of a clown act in England at the time, and they jokingly called him William Shakespeare, but the people that wrote all the books of William Shakespeare were different people. They were led by a consortium of Masons at the time, all led by the Sir William Francis Drake. This man, an Englishman who compiled a plan to take over America and create the new Atlantis. And part of their goal was to educate the population, bring us up to a level higher than we had been prior. So Francis Drake was the architect of that plan. And they say that the roots of William Shakespeare are in that particular. So when you look at Stephen Hawking, you see the same kind of thing. A man who's able to look like a bag of flesh but sound like an AI system. You can only imagine what it's like to be Stephen Hawking. You know, probably the shell of a man being run by an AI system. He probably doesn't even say the words he says. AI can do exactly what Stephen Hawking can do. And there's a great low pressure system off Mexico, blocked from the north. Wow. Oh, look at this. These are the Republicans, folks, who were, Jack Posobiec has said that these were the Republicans that carried the wounded off the tracks in the train that was recently hit. And reporters and liberals have mocked them on Twitter. Can you believe that? You know, our media is so liberal, it's ridiculous. Ever since Obama was president, and now they're ripping Trump a new one, but at the same time giving him all kinds of benefits, like when Jeff Zucker, the CEO of CNN, pulled the story on Michael Flynn. I mean, that was a critical story to this case, and it was pulled and yanked from CNN's website. It's just kind of crazy how he's getting all these benefits from the media while they claim to be his adversary. I can't make a news station. Yeah. I don't have the funds. We are only a small online experience. You know, you can take it from there. We reach millions of people, but we don't have the power of the media. We never will. We don't have a budget. You think they want the homeless to die off in San Diego, Rocker says, because there's an epidemic of Hep A that really only hit the homeless and really nobody else. Yeah, it happened right after they built these homeless camps where they rounded up homeless and gave them food and warm place to sleep under tents. That's when they got the Hep A. No kidding. They didn't want tourists to see the homeless problem. I did not know that. Thank you, Rocker. See, we learned something. You're on the East Coast, Dave. Might not make it up that late. No problem, Tsunami. You seem like a person who's been back. Yeah. I definitely will check out her prepping show tonight. Well, I don't know if Stephen Hawking is alive. That's my point. He does appear to look very much like John Nash. When you line them up together, they are a match for the current one. Albert Einstein was a thief and a retard. Good.
This is
not the first time I've heard that. Albert Einstein was called an idiot by Nikola Tesla. But yeah, you knew as John Nash looks just like the current guy, Stephen Hawking. And John Nash may not have died that car accident in October of 2015 with his wife. His wife may have been executed. He may have been, severed his spinal cord and stuck him in a chair to be basically Stephen Hawking. There's nobody who's lived this long with the disease that Stephen Hawking is facing. So we got a minute and a half on Albert Einstein being a thief and a retard. That's going to be great. We should just play that right out of the chute tonight when I stop this recorded broadcast. Okay. I'll do that. It's good enough to play again. Never expressed opinions on the other and even laughed about it. Oh, really? So you think that's some urban myth that Tesla called him an idiot? Okay. How old are you? About 92? You would remember it then. Do you know that these are real Stephen Hawking thoughts? How do we know this for sure? We don't. The fact is, AI could be operating through Stephen Hawking. For that matter, AI could easily order the death of a person and have him taken in by law enforcement and injected with needles. I mean, AI can do anything. Do you remember that the Jade Helm exercise that went on in America in 2015? I do. A lot of things happened during Jade Helm 2015. And during that time period, our government maneuvered a tremendous amount of ordnance and munitions and AMRAPs and HRAPs around the country. There was a long period of time there where a lot of maneuvering was gone. Well, it turns out that Jade 2.0, which is an artificial intelligence computer system, was operating at the time and actually ordered Jade Helm into existence. So Jade Helm became an operation of military adjustments and reallocations of military hardware in preparation for any potential catastrophe in America. This is very little is known about this because it's all done at the high level by the military. But they're up to something, and it's not pretty. Yeah. People are concerned. I will destroy humans. This is a GIF off of, do you want to destroy humans? And it says, okay, I will destroy humans. An artificial intelligent robot that is being created. And this was her actual response, or its actual response. I won't give it a gender. When asked. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. Oh, okay, I will do that. Giant low pressure systems are coming.
Okay, today is January 31st, 2018, and right now we're looking at the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop. We've got a gigantic low pressure system right down here off of Mexico, which is moving north. That's been blockaded by this area of installed high pressure. You can see all the evaporation right here as this moisture field tries to advance into the United States in the southwest. Also, we have high pressure being installed right over Southern California. We can see this area filling out as this moisture moves in. Currently, we have no rain in California, and there's no less than 5 low pressure systems spinning right here in this pinwheel of low pressures. We've got a storm right here. I believe this is a 984 millibar storm system right here, but there are also, we've got a low here, one there, there's one here, one there, and 2 more right here.
Here, there, everywhere is a low. Yeah, low here, there, and everywhere. Coming up tonight on our show, chemtrails being watched by One Pacific Redwood, and he maps the geoengineering that's going on right before our very eyes. We get to see it in real time. It's kind of cool what he does. It's a service he's doing, and he's doing it completely pro bono. I don't think he charges for this. I know. Well, I thought you should make a regular link. Thanks for telling me. Don't tell anybody else. But I'll keep it as our secret and the 8 people that are watching the chat room over there. What the media won't tell us about the flu. Now, I believe H3N2.
Hey, internet friend.
I believe H3N2 is being engineered by our government. I believe that the flu that we recently had, some of you are getting it right now, stay in bed. Don't go work on this flu for the first at least 1 day or 2 days, but stay in bed. It's very dangerous. It's killing people.
Friends, how are you? No, really, how are you? Did you get your flu shot this year? According to the media, there's a massive flu outbreak underway, with flu deaths reportedly surpassing the Tide Pod body count. While the
Okay, is the media correct in the death count? That's a good question. Can we really trust the media? That's a good question she's raising. Can we trust these death counts? Yeah. I mean, I heard that 140 people died so far of the flu in San Diego. It's probably, who knows? Could be even more than that. Could be less than that. They could be setting up homeless camps just to kill people with Hep A, too. You're right. I never even thought of that. Luis Gutierrez, triggered by USA chants, flees the House chamber. Wow. Unreal. Luis Gutierrez, the illegal alien-loving congressman from Illinois, appeared to be triggered during President Trump's soaring rhetoric during the State of the Union address and fled the House chamber. Wow. Those who hung around long enough to watch the official Democratic response were treated to Representative Joe Kennedy speaking in front of a car, but there was something distracting. When we started seeing tweets about him drooling, we thought people were joking about his age, but no, that wasn't it. Was he actually drooling? Yeah. I talked about it in real time last night. I was like, is that Joe Kennedy drooling? Is that some sort of like Vaseline on his mouth?
Not to mention the gender of your spouse. Country after
So I'm looking at this Vaseline on his mouth. I think he was just really nervous, He came off as kind of nervous. Like he had to live up the footsteps of his great uncles. And my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. I mean, the thought of acting like John F. Kennedy in front of all those people must have started uncontrollable drooling activity. I knew when Teddy was, he was a drooler. When Bobby and Teddy and I were playing outside of Hyannisport, I remember when Teddy started drooling uncontrollably. It's probably some sort of a symptom. Okay, maybe he should get checked out for Parkinson's, because that is kind of a symptom. You could be like, you don't even know it. We don't even know if it's... Anyway, next subject. Maybe it is an uncontrollable drooler, inbred Kennedy thing. Yeah. Congressman Joe Kennedy III is giving the Democratic rebuttal to President Trump's State of the Union address and using a car with an open hood for a background as a prop. Very unfortunate, Joe. All I can think about is Ted, Mary Jo Kopechne, and Chappaquiddick. Yeah, that's so true. He has the hood of a car behind him. Well, let's be clear. Yeah, putting a car behind you in reference to Chappaquiddick is a bad mark on the family. I'll have to talk to Carolyn about that. I know I'm speaking to her psychically. Let's give her a call right now. Carolyn, did you see what Joe was doing? It's awful. Yeah, they're only worth $50 million net. I mean, really. They were cursed because they took on the mob. That's the problem taking on the mob. You know, the mob works for the New World Order. Now, I'm taking just as much risk as Kennedy did by even challenging the New World Order. But if you go against the mob directly, that's a problem. Like when we do cleanup of the environment, we will set up receptacles for proper destruction of toxicity. Right now, we don't have any EPA assigned locations that'll accept really toxic waste. And we could develop those. And the mob would just drop it off. We'd say, you know, hey, Guido, I got a pickup over here, some dioxin. What do you say we drop it off at the government depot, you know? You know, a little environmental control. But we don't want to charge them for it. That's the thing. The mob doesn't like to pay for things, so they'd rather just... They're doing the hard work of picking up the toxic waste, okay? So the Democratic approach would be, oh, the mob doesn't exist, or we're going to punish the mob. But the realistic approach is just to work with the people at hand and provide a free venue to get rid of toxic waste. Problem solved, right? You're not really making a lot of sense, Milko. Thank you. We're going to put you on waivers for a while, and this is your last warning before we ban you again. The guy just never learns. He keeps coming in the room and acting like a total gadfly, like the devil's advocate. I need that like I need a hole in the head. Well, I could ask John F. Kennedy about that. John, would you like to talk about your experience? Poor JFK. What happened to him is really tragic. Yeah, and Robert F. Kennedy. You know, it's really a sad day. When he took on these people with the secret society speech, he did everything he could to warn us of these people, and so did his brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
I'm sorry, I can't play much more of that, or they'll monetize me and charge me with a copyright infringement. Even though he was our president, they still try to do it every time I do that. I'm not kidding either. Yeah, we're hardly a free or open society anymore, so... Yeah, that was all we could hear about John F. Kennedy's secret society speech. Sorry. John F. Kennedy would have been an excellent president if he had lasted more than 2 years. Yes. I'll be charged with a monetization fee, and they'll send me to thought police where I'll be re-educated in the work camps. There in North Korea. Mr. Adobe, what's going on, man? The true story. A male Bigfoot mimicking a child's voice. Whoa. You ready for this, everybody? This is an auditory experience we're all going to listen to. Okay, this is not the first time I've heard of such things as animals mimicking human voices, or even cats' voices. Yeah, that's pretty weird. There are some strange animals that'll do that. There is almost like a Tasmanian devil animal up in the woods of Maine that it's kind of a feral animal. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's yeah, it's hard to explain. It's kind of like a fox, and it's really wild. It's a really wild fox-like creature. It's in Maine. I can't give you the specific name though. Yeah, but it mimics the sound of little kitty cats. It makes people think it's a little innocent kitty. Oh, what a kitty. I hear a kitty, honey. Let's open the door. you know, and it just rips into you. It's in the Fox family. Yeah, it's unique to Maine. I don't know the name of it. I forgot it. But yeah, you live in Maine there too? Oh yeah, sure. Are you from Auburn, Maine there? Sure, we got the Auburn there. Eating your lobster. Okay, I'll be playing that tonight about the... But that was weird. Male Bigfoot. I don't believe in Bigfoot, but it's possible. Entirely possible. And I think Joe Kennedy might want to have a different approach if he's going to stay in politics. I would know, honestly, why he'd want to pursue this. If he's really sincere about it, I'm sure he has a future because he is a Kennedy. But remember, you got to definitely protect your image at all times. Having an automobile in the background is not a good move. So that's a good one. What the media won't tell you about the flu coming up tonight too. Good. Excellent. All righty. Okay, I'm just going to make a copy of picture. It's dystopian future. Dystopian. All right. Okay, so this is interesting. The U.S. aircraft carrier George H.W. Bush, or is it George W.? George H.W. is heading into the Virginia coastline after a Russian spy ship was spotted just 27 miles off the coastline. So, what we want to know is, why is our government so embroiled with working with Russia right now? Why did Pompeo, the current director of the CIA, why did Pompeo meet with top Russian officials for an anti-terrorism conference as soon as he became director of the CIA? It's very weird, very suspicious. And of course, all this information now revealed about Donald Trump trying to stop the investigation, trying to get to see if Rosenstein was loyal to him. Very weird. Obstruction of justice is underlying all of this. And even in his speech last night, Donald Trump alluded to having more control over firing people in federal departments like Commerce and Justice. So we very likely are seeing a man trying to obstruct justice at all levels in the case of Donald Trump, and using his power to do it. So we have a very strong threat right now. Dr. Meow was pulled out of the detail tonight. He's an FSB agent. He works for Russia. Yeah, we've been watching him since 2008 camp out in our room. I would not doubt he's being interrogated in Guantanamo. All right. He openly admitted to being an FSB agent in our room. I was quite shocked. Okay, this was the fateful day that we lost our great president, John F. Kennedy.
What you say? That you only...
I really can't even muster a parody about JFK's assassination, so I'm going to stop it right there. Thank you. He could be under investigation right now by Vladimir Putin. Yes, it's very possible. Goats can cry like a human child? Well, there you go. Parrots can mimic humans perfectly, yeah. Humans can be mimicked. They say that robots will be able to imitate human voices perfectly at any time in the future. So at some time in the future, I'll be speaking and maybe you will think it is a robot. Well, that's what I told Meow TV, that he couldn't possibly be an FSB agent for admitting that. So we don't believe he is. In fact, we've traced his IP to, I haven't, but others have, because I don't trace IPs. But others said that they traced his IP to a U.S. IP. So, and he's always in our show, so it's unlikely he's up at 3 in the morning or 7 in the morning every morning in our show. So no one believes everything he says. You know, he says he's an agent and all this stuff. So who knows? Yeah, Federal Sanity Bureau. He also claims to be working in the Russian space program. I think he is a sleeper. I think he could very well be an agent of the Russian government. He wouldn't be here so consistently every night. I mean, he rarely ever misses a show. He wouldn't be here every single night for the past 9 years if he wasn't an agent. That's my thinking. I mean, you got to be paid to do this. Look at Rodney. He comes in almost every night, and he's constantly paid. We know he's getting a salary for this. And word on the street is that Rodney's pissed off that Lot Lizard got all this money from Mark for censoring us. That's what they're saying. That he's secretly pissed off that Lot Lizard scored $350,000 to censor us. Which I find very realistic and could very well be the case, because Mark has got a lot of money he can't account for. Well, if he trolls other people, then he's got a serious problem. Then he's not getting paid. He's got a serious problem. Maybe he is paid to troll other people. I don't know, but he does seem like a professional voiceover guy. I've heard his voice on a Scooby-Doo show that won an Emmy. And I'm very good with voices because of my experience in voiceover. I can spot a voice a mile away. And his voice is out there. You can hear it in movies. Yeah, I don't have the stomach to watch a parody of a JFK assassination. Sorry. All right, we covered a lot of news tonight. This has been crazy. It's a lot of news. It's overwhelming how much stuff we're dealing with. The biggest news, I think, is Pompeo meeting with the Russians in January. And no one really knows why. Yeah, it's just like, is our government being run by Russian authorities? The Democrats better get their act together real soon and get the charges filed, because we very well likely could be under control by Russia right now. Zeno, yeah, I can tell you about the, it definitely is a Wasteful Wednesday topic. Sure. I have an idea to fix the problem at Fukushima, which has never been implemented, and I never got a response from the director of the IAEA when I wrote him a letter. But it's a simple plan, really, to fix the terrible environmental crisis off the coast of Japan. They haven't done anything to really stop what's going on, and we're still always getting a little bit of radiation coming from there all the time. Always. Every day. And whenever it rains on that reactor at Fukushima, that rain actually gets right in there and breaks open. It opens up gamma rays into the atmosphere.
To natural disasters.
All right.
And so there is already a level of cancer in society, but it's going to increase dramatically.
That woman's Caldecott. She says that the Fukushima disaster is 800 times more disastrous than Chernobyl. Helen Caldecott. She's a very outspoken person, but this is the building that's still sitting there. And the spent fuel rods are now no longer there. They have discovered that the spent fuel rods have actually drained down into the bottom of the corium at the base. So they were right here, and then now they're down here. Not good, is it? Not good. So what happened was everything that was up there is now down here and formed a pool, which is now draining into the ground, going down, down, down. So if we cover this up with a large mound, we will actually prevent the atmospheric radiation from happening whenever rain hits it. No, you don't have to do MGTOW Mondays unless you're all suffering from MGTOW. Well, the salt plug melted, yeah. They dropped into the containment tank. Well, I don't know if it's good if they dropped in the containment tank, because there's no containment tank underneath it. It's groundwater. It's no longer a containment tank. That's all that's gone. So the removal of the debris from the reactor is something that never really happened. This was the goal, but when they put the devices close to the reactor, the robots failed. Yeah. $100 barrel oil this year. Yeah, well, that's only to help Russia. Russia's looking to make more money on oil, so yeah, if Trump can drive the price of gas up at the pump, he'll help Russia. So as you see the price of gas going up, you're seeing Trump help Russia because they need to make more money in order to, make up their losses. Yeah, Trump's always helping Russia. He's really Russia's best guy here. There's an old saying in Russia, Trump nash, which means we own Trump. Trump is ours in Russian. Okay, so I originally thought the Fukushima problem could be blocked by the USS Forrestal, but they destroyed the Forrestal. But there are other abandoned destroyers, even 2 of them could be sunk right there if they were tugboated to that location. So that's one thing, is to block the exit area where the water is coming from. That's a serious idea that I believe should be done, and I'm surprised hasn't been done. But nothing surprises me anymore. The incompetence in the world never ceases to amaze me. It's still dripping into our ocean. In fact, they have 900,000 tons of radiated water that they're dropping any day now. Japan is deciding what they're going to do with it because it's been building up from the grade down the hill. And they haven't been able to stop this. Here's a visualization of what I'd like to see done. It's a mound system that could easily cover the reactors. Each mound, each reactor would be 5 or 6 mounds in total, and we could provide a serious cover for each individual reactor from burning up. I hope that helps you. The idea of mapping a U-shaped area around this area to block any water from running off into the bay. We could use that dirt, digging holes in this area to get that dirt out and provide a U-shaped area which would divert any water running down from Mount Fukushima into this region. And that should be done. They haven't done it yet, but it's kind of surprising me that they keep blowing off the most important thing they need to do. Yeah, you could put human waste on there. Absolutely. In fact, I was thinking that we could cover the mound with crapium. The patented pending new product I'm developing called crapium, made out of 100% crap. To cover the corium, we hit it with crapium. 5 Russian words you need to know in Trump's America with a Pussy Riot Nadia Tolotnikova. No, let's listen to this. David, my link. Let's look.
Жопа, which means literally ass, but it could mean as well we are in.
I'm sorry, but she's monetizing me already. Pussy Riot will take money off of my show and monetize my show if I play it. I'll have to play it after the show. Sorry. Yes, no, Pussy Riot make good money on YouTube with many people enjoying very good things from Pussy Riot. Ha 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 ha. Even Mr. Putin enjoys Pussy Riot on show. Yeah, so crapium could be the thing that we'll use to cover the hole. They make something out of human poo for gardening called milorganite. Really? Milorganite. I'll be darned. You learn something new every day. There's milorganite. Beautiful lawns and landscaping since 1926, made out of human manure. I don't think, yeah, it says it's made out of manure, but it's coming out of the Metropolitan Sewer District of Milwaukee. So, sure enough, Home Depot has a 36-pound sack of milorganite for $12.98. Brewed and grown in America from human fertilizer in Wisconsin. How about that? Non-burning, no need to water, iron for enhanced screening. Used on golf courses since 1926. Human waste material in the form of milorganite. Well, good for you, man. That's great. That's good to know that Milwaukee's been doing this for all these years. I didn't even know that. Bless you. Well, thank you, milorganite, for helping the planet. You done real good. You're helping golf courses all around Mar-a-Lago. Real good. Real good thing. All right. Jeez Louise. We do support legalization of marijuana. That's big on our list. The biggest story of waste today was New York State Prison is going to give their inmates free tablet computers, even though the state's $354 billion in debt. Thanks, New York, for wasting more taxpayer dollars to give prisoners tablet computers. Can you imagine the stupidity of this? Like, we're going to reward prisoners so they can watch porn while they're sitting there. They're not allowed to masturbate, you know. It's illegal to masturbate in prison. Isn't that's like handing the devil himself to these inmates. Here, have some porn sites to look at in your bunk. Oh, you got a good one. Thanks, Scissor Fight. Millionaires.
Yeah, now we're talking.
What millionaires throw away in their dumpsters? This looks really good. Well, yeah.
Now we're, oh, look at this fancy house. Oh, that's another fancy lad right there.
This is Badr Amhak from Bangladesh, and you're watching The Overcast.
Okay, so he goes to dumpsters around the rich people's houses and to look at dumpsters for very good things. Okay, well, that'll be fun. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. Dumpster Diving Wednesday. Thanks, Scissor Fight. Strawberry fields forever. Cannabis fields forever. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, not everybody thinks the same as we do, but we believe that most people want to legalize recreational use of marijuana. And I will make it a big part of my campaign in 2020. As you know, this is a big part of America's Third Party, is legalizing marijuana. I don't hide the fact that I've used it in the past and enjoy it. Nothing wrong with that. It's medicinal. It has beneficial qualities that people don't even know about. They're just discovering. Even American Medical Association has declared that marijuana or cannabis is medicinal. Yeah. It helps a lot of people, you know. So we'll be talking, be giving you some legal solutions for marijuana, hopefully, in 2020. I can't believe we're standing there with this mindless administration of people who pretend to be doing something when they're doing nothing. Watching this show last night was, I felt like this guy here, you know. But I'm not a troll. It just, watching the show was just hurtful because I didn't even upload it to YouTube because it was so painful for me to watch him lie through his teeth about everything. Okay, heat map released by Fitness Tracker reveals location of secret military bases. Wow. We really want to do this, huh? Area 51. Wow. You can take close-up looks on the heat map. Well, I guess that's something you might want to check out. The global heat map represents an aggregated, anonymized view of over 1 billion activities uploaded to our platform. That's amazing. Yeah. It's a great reminder for people, especially those working in or around sensitive locations, to turn off location sharing services for everything. Yeah. So apparently they're getting all kinds of pings from the facilities that are supposed to be completely secret. Shows you where the government's coming from. They don't even understand their own security breaches. Wow. Well, hopefully nobody will, make an issue about that. Yeah, I know, Milko, but remember you were kicked out for being a jerk earlier, so, you're still on track to be another jerk, apparently. I'm not trying to weed people out. I'm trying to make people aware of the benefits of marijuana. Okay, we have a request for a Beatles song in the non-recorded version, so we'll do that. All right. Okay, and this one. Main theme, the orchestral theme of Epic Orchestra Remix extended tonight. The Game of Thrones. Oh, that'll be fun. I like music. I like music. I like the way you talk. I like them Muslims, my haters. I remember when I put my baby brother in the shoebox. Okay, we're going to say good night and have a special wild evening forever. Yeah, people wear them and they walk and then it creates heat map zones. Yeah, I know. The Stormy Daniels interview is in the lineup. Yep. Absolutely. I didn't want to miss out on that. We'll play you 1 minute and 24 seconds of it to start with. Out of the hoot. Out of the chute. Okay. All right, this is it for tonight. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow will be a Technology Thursday show. I'm going to start the evening off by making at 5 p.m. I'm going to make a mock lobster wrap and rolls. So we're going to make some wraps, wrap and rolls, mock lobster style. All right, thank you. Thank you, Razor. Good night. And good night, everybody at Vaughn. Welcome. Watch shows, videos all the way till 2 in the morning on Vaughn. You can catch that on the main site, America's Third Party. Thank you. Lobster wrap and rolls. That's right. Take it easy. Bye-bye. And now, a word from our sponsor. We don't have a sponsor.
You're listening to virtual interactive chat like you've never heard before. We are discussing issues from both sides of the political spectrum every night. Join us as we take on the two-party system